Welcome to Cougar Field on the campus of Letcher County Central High School. We are getting ready to start the national anthem. We wanted to welcome you in. I'm Anthony Bersalia, joined alongside Mark Young, as the Cougars will host the Wildcats of Shelby Valley. We will take a quick 3-minute break on Bluegrass Sports Nation, and we'll have the coverage on the other side of the break.
Hi, I'm attorney David Johnson. You may recognize me from some of our other ads, but injuries from an auto accident are no joking matter. With over 25 years of experience, our offices have the resources and expertise to go head-to-head with big insurance. While most of our cases get resolved without going to court, trust me, they know if the attorney you choose will take it this far. Either way, our clients get paid. So for all your legal needs, get the pros on your side.
Time out for great food. This season, everyone is stopping at Double Quick for their pregame and postgame snacks, drinks, sandwiches, and dinners. Come on in and grab a bucket of Double Quick chicken with all the sides, a real family meal for on-the-go eating. Then there's everyone's favorite, the famous Double Quick pizza rolls. Buy them 1, 2, or 6 at a time. We've got sandwiches galore, your favorite drinks, chips, and snacks, and so much more. Be sure and use your Double Quick rewards card, and good luck to all the teams from the team here at Double Quick.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe the good guys win.
I believe in cops and firefighters.
I believe in lending a helping hand.
I believe tough times make strong people.
I believe in insurance that's there in good weather and bad.
I believe in sticking together.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
At Hazard Community and Technical College, you are more than just a number. With our low faculty to student ratio, you'll get the personal attention and support you need to succeed. Our dedicated faculty is here to guide you every step of the way, helping you reach your goals in a community that cares. Choose HCTC. We'll never underestimate you. Call us at 606-487-3293 to learn more.
Kentucky Mountain Health Alliance Incorporated, Little Flower Clinic, Quantum Healthcare, and East Kentucky Chiropractic, offering medical, dental, pediatrics, chiropractic, behavioral health, women's health, rheumatology, MAT program, x-ray, lab, and free transportation. East Kentucky Chiropractic, Dr. Dale Williams and Dr. Adam Fields, offering spinal adjustments, posture correction, sports injury recovery, and pain management. Kentucky Mountain Health Alliance Incorporated, your medical home in the mountains.
100 years, Buckhorn Children and Family Services has been changing lives across Kentucky, providing compassionate care, healing, and hope to families in need. From addiction treatment to foster care, residential treatment, and more, our programs help families and individuals build strong, healthy futures. Whether it's through evidence-based treatment for children or life-changing support for adults, we're answering God's call to make a lasting impact. Join us in changing lives and restoring hope. Please visit buckhorn.org or send your support to Buckhorn Children and Family Services in Buckhorn, Kentucky. Together, we can build strong, thriving families.
There are buttons to button, snacks to prepare, math problems to help with, and boo-boos to kiss. If you have people who need you, you need life insurance. Talk to a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent about a policy that protects the ones you love. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
And welcome back to the pregame show here at Cougar Field. 10 minutes and 40 seconds before we kick this game off. Just wanted to also say, too, our great producer on hand here tonight, Colby Amberg, you're doing a great job. I know I said last week I tried to engage him on the conversation, but just from talking to him earlier, he said that they're having a toga theme here tonight, Mark Young. I asked you earlier where your toga was. Mine is, I don't have one. So, and I know you don't either, as you told me. But Colby rocking his. We had a few other LCC students rocking theirs and everything like that. Looks like it's a Roman theme. Colby was telling us that him and Allie Bailey are the head of the Cougar Crazies, doing a great job. We see them throughout the years with our sports in Letcher County. just with all the, regardless of what the sport may be, they're always trying to do something, some type of theme, and it creates culture. It gets a lot of the crowd into it. It gets a lot of the student body engaged, and they've cooked up a little plan here tonight to go back with the Romans, old theme and everything like that, Caesar, and I'm looking forward to some football tonight as well, too. What about yourself, Mark?
Yeah, I am, too. When I came up on the hill, I was greeted by about 40 of the high school students dressed in togas and playing cornhole. So it was interesting scene to come up. And then, of course, we had a great rendition of the national anthem there by a young lady sporting a toga as well.
Bailey Howard is her name, the daughter of Brian and Jessica Howard, and of course her aunt or cousin here, Whitney, giving her all the encouragement. Always good to see Whitney. She does a lot of great things to help with the pregame festivities, and just so many people here. We know Robert Lewis, kind of enjoying that vacation this week. Won't be back for a couple another weeks, and the music is still rocking, and we're just trying to everybody's here just making it a great effort just to make that culture can keep going. I keep mentioning culturing because I guess I was talking too much Kentucky football this week and about the culture with Mark Stoops, et cetera, et cetera. But tonight we've got the Shelby Valley Wildcats in here, and 0-2 on the season, Mark. They played Ironton, Ohio to start the season, 63-0, losing that game, and then losing to Prestonsburg last week, 44-7. So normally Valley teams are more loaded. They lost the quarterback last year who threw for almost 3,000 yards. So they're in transition. They're growing a little bit. And that happens sometimes with ball clubs. It seems like no matter who you are, you're always going to reach that spurt where you have a very strong class of a few years, then they all graduate, and then you got to start the rebuilding process over again. It's not that the athletes aren't good. They're good. They're just young, and they're learning the ropes and trying to find an identity. And we saw that even with Letcher Central a couple of years ago. You had Carson Adams. He graduates. Then Jonah Little steps right in and kind of leads right off in a different style from Carson. Both of them complement their own athletic differences and abilities, but what they could do to get the Cougars scoring. Gunnar Holbrook, he has stepped up the last few years, been a little bit injured from time to time. Cooper Bates is on the up and swing. So you have those situations where teams go through that. And I remember one of the first years covering Letcher County Central, they had kind of hit that, went 4-7, and then the next year only lost 2 games, and that was going into the COVID year, 3 games, excuse me. So interesting to see here because the Cougars, they slightly have a little bit more veterans than the Wildcats.
Yeah, like you said, they're in the transition year, but, man, when these kids come out here from Shelby Valley and warmed up, their size is amazing now. Like you said, they just have to get that experience and find their groove and mesh together, because you can have a bunch of individuals and you won't win ball games until they come together.
And we just saw the coin toss there. It looks like Shelby Valley won the toss. They will defer to the second half. Letcher County Central losing that first game 48-6 against Johnson Central over at Shelby Valley. And then on top of that, last week, get resounding back from that with the win over Leslie County 45-0. The Wildcats are in the white uniforms, blue numerals, blue trimmings, and the Cougars in the black uniforms, white numerals, and the black and little blue and white mixed there with the helmet colors. And looking forward to a great game here tonight, Mark. It's great weather, maybe a little bit more humid than last week slightly, or a little more hot, but these first 2 weeks of ball games have been great. If you go back to the first week when they had the battle with the little rain over there at Shelby Valley when they played Johnson Central.
Yeah, I mean, I hope the weather holds off. I see a few clouds in the distance, and they're giving some rain later on about 9:30, 10 o'clock. But we'll see. Hopefully we'll have this game in by then.
And 5:58 remaining. Of course, when you look at the series history between the Cougars and the Wildcats, this is the 7th meeting all time between the teams tonight. But right now, Letcher County Central leading the series through 6 games at 5-1. You go back to September 30th, 2005, the opening year, 20 years ago. Forgot to mention that last week. Hard to believe that 20 years ago, since LCC opened as a school, the 2005-2006 season, and of course the schools that closed, obviously Letcher, Whitesburg, and Fleming Neon. And then, of course, you look at Shelby Valley. You know, they started in 1991 with the consolidation of Virgie and the other school is normally it wouldn't Dorton. Virgie and Dorton. And my buddy Mikey Tackett would have killed me if I wouldn't have remembered Dorton. But anyway, shout out to him. Mikey, always a great guy. But anyway, good talking with him earlier this week about the game. But back to what I was saying is, you know, consolidation, both of these schools. Of course, Shelby Valley in Class 2A. District 8, and of course the Cougars down to 3A District 8. And what should be an interesting game, back to the series really quick, was just going to say here, Shelby Valley got them in 2019 44-22, but since then, since 2021, it has been Letcher Central winning 50-13, 52-48. I remember that game. That was a WYMT game of the week back in August 19th, 2022. That was a shootout mark. Cougars escaped that one 52-48. Been 36-26 to last year in 2023 over at Valley, and then last year beating the Wildcats 47-12. So can Shelby Valley stop this 4 straight wins of the Cougars, or will the Cougars continue the winning ways? It's going to be interesting to see.
It really is. I mean, you know, as Shelby Valley, you want to get something started because they've had a rough start to the year. But as the Cougars, they want to build on that momentum from that big win last week.
Definitely. And, of course, next week got a former district foe. They'll have to go on the road to play Perry County Central next week. Health-wise, Letcher Central seems to be okay from last week. Of course, you're always in the 3rd game of the season. Injuries, things happen. As you mentioned that with Shelby Valley. So going to be interesting to see here, too, as well, who's healthy tonight. And you got to be careful, too, because you don't want to go too hard to where you risk injury, because come district time, the Cougars and the Wildcats are both going to need their players, because it's always about that seeding and trying to do the best you can to get a couple of home playoff games.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime you have these non-district games, they're great to work out a lot of things to get you ready for district play.
And before we take our break, Mark, I like your shirt. I'm noticing it says Neon Days Festival 2025 Neon, and you got the man shouting from the train as here come the Cougars through. Well, the smoke's not working tonight. I was hoping the smoke would work, maybe a little delayed, but still pretty cool just to see the Cougars come through with the flag, rocking it out. I spoke with Garrett Howard earlier this week, and I told him about the wrestling comment and his dad, Gavin, that I had mentioned. But Gavin said he's ready. He did take that as a compliment. He actually liked that I said that, had a big smile on his face. But Garrett is ready for this week. He's told me about how he's adjusting with running the ball. He's been used to that before, but he still likes that defensive side of the ball. And he's got a nose for the ball for the Cougars, doesn't he, Mark?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's just like a second nature to him. And defensive-wise, he's a beast out there. And he stepped up his game this year in offense the way he ran last week. So he's going to be a beast on both sides of the line. And
speaking of wrestling, Stephen Began down there at the 50-yard line. I knew when you looked at me, that's what you were laughing about. Puts the heavyweight strap there up on his shoulder now by his side, and they mean business. I wonder if after they win, if they all trade the belt around, because you do see teams do that sometimes. And that's a good thing to motivate yourself for. Get you a little pride, huh?
Yeah, that was cool. When he come over there, he was donning that belt around his waist, and he took a knee and jerked the belt off and cradled it. So you could tell he's proud of that.
Definitely, and he's throwing it up in the air right now. Hey, if Tripp Stamper was out there, he'd want a piece of that as well, too. I'm sure he got to have it some. But we're going to take our final break. We'll close out for 60 seconds and have the other side of the kickoff for you here on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
At Hazard Community and Technical College, you are more than just a number. With our low faculty to student ratio, you'll get the personal attention and support you need to succeed. Our dedicated faculty is here to guide you every step of the way, helping you reach your goals in a community that cares. Choose HCTC. We'll never underestimate you. Call us at 606-487-3293 to learn more.
At People's Bank and Trust of Hazard, we're more than just your banker. For over a century, we've stood by your side through the good times.
And we're ready for the kickoff here for the Cougars and the Wildcats. Nice spin move there by Stidham. Stidham had a big game last week against Leslie County. Brinks is tackled all the way down up to the 38-yard line, tackled by Gabrielle Dennison. And now the Cougars with great field position, starting off like they did last week against Leslie County. Mark Young.
Yeah, that was a decent return. he got a good key block back there. I was afraid they was going to throw some laundry on the field, but they said his helmet was on the right side. And they're ready to roll here on their own 33.
Out of the shotgun, 2 wideouts both ways, back to the right. Stidham going to go right to left in motion. Here's the throw. Pass is almost intercepted as there was a toss-up between Bryce Bentley and Cody Sturgill. Knocked away. Bentley almost had the interception, and now it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Cougars.
Well, he came down with the ball. He just couldn't get his feet in play.
There was a battle for it because once he saw that, as you mentioned there, the struggle, and then brought the ball back.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were battling it for it, Mark. Kind of like, I don't know, maybe you and Manus Blair battling over an old contest lately. Or back in the day. My bad there.
That's a good play on both sides of the ball.
Oh, and we have, well, they're going to call it. Yep. Official call encroachment. So on the far side, so it'll be 2nd and 5, excuse me. Cougars catch a break there as they'll have the ball at the 39-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, you can move around, but you can't cross that neutral zone, and he went well past it.
Officially marked at the 38, about the 38-39. 11:35 to go here, opening quarter, 2nd and 5 for the Cougars. Holbrook in the shotgun here. Sturgill back with him to the left. This time they're going to have trips out to the left, one out to the right. Holbrook has time to Stidham, but tackled immediately. That's going to be no gain. Tackled there by Elijah Blackburn. The junior read it perfectly there, Mark, and that'll be 3rd and 5 for the Cougars.
Yeah, that was a great defensive play on the cornerback there. The corner just kind of set with him when he come off the line of scrimmage, and just as soon as the ball hit his hands, he put him on the ground.
Special shout out to my friend Brett tuning us in and his family all the way up in northern Kentucky. Thank you for joining us for this coverage of Bluegrass Sports Nation between the Cougars and the Wildcats, and wherever you may be listening. To the rest of you, thank you and watching and tuning us in. On the handoff, they go to Sturgill out to the right. It's going to get to about the 45. They might put him to the 46 in between there. That should be enough for the sticks to be moved, and a 1st down Cougars. So 1 of 1 on 3rd down conversions tonight for Letcher Central.
Yeah, he done a great job bouncing that outside, then cutting back against the grain to get that 1st down.
Letcher Central had several 1st downs last week on the no-huddle. Pass has Stidham wide open. Check that. That's going to be Brown. Brown brings it down to the 34-yard line. That's a pickup of 12 and another 1st down for the Cougars, Mark.
Yeah, they're lining up, look like in a 53 defense there, and that middle alley is going to be open if you got the nerve to run in there and catch it.
10:35, and Mark, as you alluded to earlier before we went on air, I'd seen 2 more balloons go up, so we keep losing the balloons here at Cougar Field. Same formation with 2 wideouts both ways. Sturgill to the right, Stidham in motion. And Holbrook's going to keep it up the middle. Holbrook going to be wrapped up by a host of Wildcats to about the 23-yard line. That's what they'll give him. That'll be a gain of 11 and another 1st down Cougars.
Yeah, that was just a good read. He pulled it in and tucked it and took off. And good and hard run by Holbrook there at quarterback.
Ten minutes remaining here in the opening quarter. Sturgill to the left. Bunch formation here a little bit. Holbrook's going to go for the end zone. It's going to be caught. And that's a touchdown, Cougars, 23 yards out. Jet Outlaw as Holbrook hooks up the Outlaw. 9:51 remaining opening quarter, and the Cougars on top first.
Yeah, this is the same thing that happened last week. They struck gold on the first possession and was able to do it again.
Emma Adams on for the extra point attempt for Letcher County Central. She was perfect last week. Didn't miss a single snap or a kick. Good snap on the way, and, well, I may have jinxed her there, Mark. No good, and it's 6-0. Letcher County Central will be back in 30 seconds on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
I'm out for great food. This season, everyone is stopping at Double Quick for their pregame and postgame snacks, drinks, sandwiches, and dinners. Come on in and grab a bucket of Double Quick chicken with all the sides, a real family meal for on-the-go eating. Then there's everyone's favorite, the famous Double Quick pizza rolls. Buy them 1, 2, or 6 at a time. We've got sandwiches galore, your favorite drinks, chips, and snacks, and so much more. Be sure and use your Double Quick rewards card, and good luck to all the teams from the team here at Double Quick.
Six to nothing, 9:51 here on Bluegrass Sports Nation, remaining in the first quarter. And the Cougars will kick it off. Adams missed that extra point right before the break there. And it looks like Childers will be the kickoff here for the Cougars. And the Wildcats will get it about the 18 coming up to the left. That's going to be Bryce Bentley again, and we'll have a pretty good return. No flags. Driven out of bounds up around the 38-yard line, maybe where they will mark it. But, Mark, a good field position here to start off for this young Wildcats team.
Yeah, I mean, they're back, I mean, practically the same way that the Cougars started out.
They officially spot them at the 35. 9:44 remaining, 6-0 Cougars early on. And again, we had heard that there had been some changes in Valley, so from what they had on their original game, so see who they got here, because there were no stats. Wanted to let it be known out there to the list of watchers that no stats were posted for Valley. Blackburn, it looks like, is up at quarterback here. He's going to roll out to the right, gets pressured, and will be sacked. None other. Cougar sacked there by Brody Griffith. Griffith, the junior. There's a flag on the play, and that tackle might have been a horse collar. I don't know. We'll see. But they did. Yep. Yep. Jump the gun there a little bit, Mark. First down on the Cougars, and that'll be there on the Wildcats. They get their first down. I saw it when it came down. You could clearly see it clear that he had grabbed the top of the jersey there, and the referee threw the flag. So this will put the Wildcats at midfield in good field position.
Yeah, but now see the argument that the sideline coaches are having there is he had the jersey and not the shoulder pads itself.
But the call was made. What can you do?
That's right.
Yes, here we go. Blackburn under center, I formation, going to hand it off. Ooh, nice run here. That's going to be none other than Logan Hall. Hall's going to be well into Cougar territory, all the way up to the 38, and that's a gain of 12 and another first down Wildcats.
Yeah, I mean, I love the fact that they're just running north to south, straight up the middle, smash mouth football.
9:25 remaining opening quarter, 6-0. Cougars trying to get a stop here, but the Wildcats got a little momentum off of the penalty of the horse collar.
I watched him warm up a pregame, and this young man's got a good arm, too.
Blackburn under center, two bunched up over there. They go back to, nope, he's going to keep it and stumbles forward, does Blackburn, out to the 35-yard line. That'll be a gain of 3, and that'll be 2nd and 7. Caleb Allman in on the tackle there.
Yeah, I thought the Cougars had him in the backfield there, but he was able to make a little juke step and get away and make a small gain out of it, but still a good play on his behalf.
30 on the play clock, 8:40 remaining in the first quarter. Same formation by the Wildcats. Hall had that really good run there. Logan Hall, just a sophomore. Blackburn going to keep it and roll out to his left. Pass high. It's caught down the far side. I believe that was Johnson with the catch. And a late call here as the Valley receiver went down. Actually, I'm sorry, check that. That was Jackson Gray who made the catch, the senior. And that'll be, looks like another first down for Valley after the penalty here.
Yeah, that's, as a coach, you got to tell them to be hyped up, but keep that energy harnessed.
And that is a personal foul, the second penalty here for the Cougars. We talked about that last week, Mark. Even when Letcher Central had the game in control against Leslie County, they really had a lot of penalties that got them later on in the game.
Absolutely. Well, that one was just after the play. There was no call for that. The first one I can handle as a hustle play, but when you deliberately lose your cool, there's no place for that in football.
Just outside the 10 are the Wildcats. And, oh, this time Blackburn gets wrapped up by a host of Cougars and will lose about 2 yards on the play. What a great play there for the Cougar defense. But, again, and Grant Howard, of course, right in there. So many Cougars. Bingham, you name it. Under 8 to play, and now 2nd and 14 for Shelby Valley.
Yeah, it's a great job of penetration by the Cougars. The play before that, they stunned it as well, and he was able to roll outside the pocket and make a pass, but this time he had no chance at all.
Hall will get it this time, has a gaping hole. He's going to go in untouched. And from 15 yards out, with 7:39 remaining, none other than Mr. Logan Hall gets the touchdown for Shelby Valley and ties this game up.
Yeah, I mean, he just lowers his shoulders and runs. And I like that style of ball personally.
So Shelby Valley answers the Cougars right back. And we'll line up for the extra point. Leave Zach Tackett on for the kick. And it's good. And with 7:39 remaining in the opening quarter, Shelby Valley 7, Letcher Central 6. We'll be back in 30 seconds on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
Time out for great food. This season, everyone is stopping at Double Quick for their pregame and postgame snacks, drinks, sandwiches, and dinners. Come on in and grab a bucket of Double Quick chicken with all the sides, a real family meal for on-the-go eating. Then there's everyone's favorite, the famous Double Quick pizza rolls. Buy them 1, 2, or 6 at a time. We've got sandwiches galore, your favorite drinks, chips, and snacks, and so much more. Be sure and use your Double Quick rewards card, and good luck to all the teams from the team here at Double Quick.
.39 remaining opening quarter. Shelby Valley answers right back, and they have the lead at 7-2-6. I want to thank all the great sponsors tonight for letting us bring you this coverage of Letcher County Central football and Shelby Valley football here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. Thank you, all the sponsors. And here comes the kickoff. Good kick back. Cougars get it at about the 11. Good run here, all the way out to the 38-yard line. And a great run by Stidham, wrapped up there by Hall. And now Letcher Central with great field position at their own 38.
Yeah, I got to admit, I thought the defense would be the star of this game. And so far, both teams have displayed a great offense.
That's a great point, Mark. I was thinking along the same lines. Letcher Central was able to move the ball pretty clearly last time. Let's see what they do here, although Valley did nearly intercept it on that one play. Out to Stidham in the flats to the right. Going to get some screens, make something out of nothing, and will be close to the first down marker, maybe about 1 yard to 2 out, and a great play there by the Cougars.
Yeah, Stidham did a good job of slowing down and waiting on his blockers to get out there. When you got some big linemen rolling, you got to give them a little bit of time.
2nd and 2 from their own 46. That no huddle by the Cougars. Trips out to the left. Incomplete. That was going to Brown just a little bit there. Stidham missed the block there as the quarterback Blackburn got in the backfield there, and that caused Brown to get a little nervous and drop the pass. But he would have had the first down. Don't know how much further he would have got because Valley closed it in quick, but he would have had enough for the first, so be 3rd and 2 for the Cougars.
Yeah, there's not too many times you see the offensive quarterback playing cornerback on defense. It's an odd combination, but he does them both pretty well so far.
They have Blackburn listed as a linebacker, and boy, does he have the build for it. Here we go. What can the Cougars draw up on this 3rd down play? So far, they are 1 of 1 tonight on 3rd down conversions. 19 on the play clock. This time, Howard's going to be running in motion from left to right, and they're going to hand it off to him. Howard Zeroes in, bulldozes his way, breaks a couple of tackles, and falls all the way out to the 44. And that will be enough of a gain of 10 yards, and the Cougars have another first down.
Yeah, that was just a great run on Howard's part. They handed him the ball. Line had him a hole, and then after that, he just ran hard until the linebackers was able to get to him.
7:12 remaining in the opening quarter. 7-6 your score. Good crowd here on hand tonight. Stadium looks maybe slightly about the same or a little more packed than last week. Leslie County brought a great crowd. Valley bringing a great crowd as well. You know, the colors are almost similar for both teams to an extent. And here we go on 1st and 10 at the Wildcat 44. Sturgill to the left, and now coming right to left will be Howard. He'll get it again. They call his number, bulldozes his way through a few more tackles and gets out to the 39, so we'll pick up a 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 on the play.
Well, the lineman lost his helmet in that play, so they're physical in the trenches.
Of course, Tyler Johnson, the head coach there at Shelby Valley. 6:18 remaining. I thought we were going to have rain tonight, Mark. I know you'd mentioned that in the pregame earlier, but I really thought as the weather was looking early on, we were going to have some rain. But checked it around 2 o'clock today, and it started to clear out a little bit, but just glad we didn't have it so far. And great weather. You couldn't ask for anything better. On 2nd and 5 from the 39. Holbrook caught, pass. Brown redeems himself to the 14-yard line. That is a pickup there of the Sears. a lot of yards there. My mind just drew like 34 yards and a 35, and a great first down there by the Cougars, Mark.
Yeah, again, they run that spread offense, and with a 5-3 defense, that leaves that center alley open if you get the first step.
Correction, 25 yards there. First down, Cougars. In the red zone for the first time tonight. They were at the 23 the last time and punched in from 23 yards out. Holbrook's going to keep it, scramble left. Pass is caught. Wide open is Stidham. Nobody touches him, and the Cougars respond back with 5:32 remaining in the first quarter and lead it 12-7.
Yeah, again, that's what I'm saying. Both offenses have been able to move the ball so far. They just ran deep center, and it drew the corner back on the inside route trying to help out, and it left Stidham alone. I mean, he just walked in the end zone.
Cougars are going to go for 2-point conversion this time to even out the score from about the 3-yard line. Howard to the left of Holbrook. One wide out each way. That's Outlaw and Stevens out there. They're going to go with Howard, and he walks right in. Makes it 14-7 Cougars. We'll step out for 30 seconds on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
.532 remaining in the opening quarter. 14-7 Cougars over the Wildcats. They just responded after Shelby Valley responded, after they responded to the Cougars scoring on opening drive. So it's the Wildcats' turn to answer back.
It may come down to who has the ball last, Anthony, if this continues.
Could be. Bentley back deep. Can't get the other number there for Valley. That's going to be Brady Johnson. So here's the kick, and Bryce Bentley will have it. Shakes and bakes out to the left. And will be up to the 33-yard line. So Valley with good field position. Now, what really moved them along on that last play that gave them the momentum was the 2 penalties. We'll see what the Cougars do here defensively if they continue to do that. You know Coach Matthews doesn't want that to be happening, especially with the 3rd game of the season. And that 2nd penalty, Mark, was a little uncharacteristic for the Cougars, but we'll see if they can keep it under control and have poise here.
Oh, absolutely. You don't want to ever beat yourself. You don't want to shoot yourself in the foot and give the other team an advantage at all. Make them earn it.
Hall in the backfield, still in that I formation with Blackburn under center. Wideouts both ways. Thrown out in the flats. Excuse me. Pass was caught out of bounds.
Again, that's just a quick read and get what you can get.
Good catch there by Bentley. And they officially give it a 6-yard or 5-yard gainer as they were at the 34.
That was a great read on your quarterback, Blackburn, because the Cougars were coming. They sent the linebackers right up the middle.
It's time 2 wideouts over to the right out of the I form. Up to Hall. He ran into somebody. Thought that was going to be something because I thought there for a second, no gain, maybe about a little bit, but it'll still be 3rd and down, and we'll see what they draw up here or mark as they actually do give him a gain of a yard, so it'll be 3rd and 5 for Shelby Valley.
Yeah, he run into Garrett Harrod was the problem, though. But he's shot through that first initial wave and got big gains several times already.
Same formation. They go right back to Hall. Runs into several Cougars there. One of the big hog mollies, Connor Hall, in on that tackle. And also in on that tackle as well, too, Braxton Banks. This is going to bring up 4th down for Shelby Valley. What do you do here, Mark? It's kind of close. It's kind of not. Do you go for it or do you punt it away?
As good as the Cougars have been on offense, I don't think you can go for it on your side of the field. But
I didn't get what the White Hat said there, but it still will be 4th down. Oh, they are fixing the chains there, so looks like Valley's going to punt it, Mark.
Yeah, the tackle a while ago, I think they bent the the pole over there on the chains.
Stidham back deep for the Cougars, and also Connor Hall. One more back as well, too. Didn't catch that. Numbers to the side of me here. Might have been Stidham. Decent kick. Actually, that's going to be Stevens back there. And good bounce for the Wildcats. Well, and I don't know what happened there. Stevens acted like he wanted to pick it up. He was very close to touching that ball, Mark Young. Letcher Central very fortunate that they didn't turn it over there. That was close.
Yeah, absolutely. If the referee had thought...
Well, and Valley's saying they got the ball. I didn't mean to step on you there, Mark, but I don't get that. Here's my thing. I'm not being critical of the junior Stevens, but when the ball's rolling back that, let the team field it down. Don't try to pick it up and do something. Just a uncharacteristic turnover there.
Yeah, that was just unthinking about what you need to do, and, I mean, that happens.
First turnover of the game. And now we have a timeout. Shelby Valley will step out for 30 seconds on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
For over 100 years, Buckhorn Children and Family Services has been changing lives across Kentucky, providing compassionate care, healing, and hope to families in need. From addiction treatment to foster care, residential treatment, and more, our programs help families and individuals build strong, healthy futures. Whether it's through evidence-based treatment for children or life-changing support for adults, we're answering God's call to make a lasting impact. Join us in changing lives and restoring hope. Please visit buckhorn.org or send your support to Buckhorn Children and Family Services in Buckhorn, Kentucky. Together, we can build strong, thriving families.
Hi, I'm attorney David Johnson. You may recognize me from some of our other ads, but injuries from an auto accident are no joking matter. With over 25 years of experience, our offices have the resources.
Welcome back. After some talking, it's not a turnover, so they gave it to the Cougars. That was just a tough break regardless, but Holbrook had time all day up to the center of the field there. Incomplete as Brown couldn't bring it in, but a great pass there. Boy, if he has him, that's 6. That's Stidham. Yep, I thought correction there. Couldn't see there fully where it's dark. We're kind of not in the best view here in the box, but you couldn't see that there with the number.
Yes.
But regardless, Mark there, just a missed opportunity for the Cougars.
Oh, absolutely. They were fortunate enough to not get a penalty back there, actually in the end zone.
White out to the right, two to the left. Howard in the backfield, going to give it to him. He's going to break some tackles, bounces outside. Still bouncing, still on his feet, and is brought down up at the 38-yard line by Blackburn. And that's enough for a gain of 16 yards and another first down for the Cougars, their 8th of the game.
That was a fabulous run by Howard. I mean, he done 2 or 3 different moves just to get free, and then Blackburn, fortunately, was able to get him down, or he was gone.
Two wideouts both ways, same formation. This time Howard to the left, and they were to give it to him this time. Again, breaking tackles to the outside. Howard still breaking tackles and goes down to the 44-yard line into Valley territory. And that is a gain of 16 yards again.
That's what the Cougars need to do right there. Just get on Howard's back and let him carry him down the field.
Same formation. Holbrook going to go to the end zone, has Sturgill wide open. What a catch by Sturgill down the left side. Tackled by Jackson Letcher, and that's another first down for the Cougars. And he is going to be all the way at the 44-yard line, a gain of 30 yards. And they're back to the red zone for the second time tonight.
This hurry-up offense has given Valley a little bit of trouble, I'm afraid.
Sturgill will get it again after making the incredible catch. He's got some room. Oh, do they say he's in? Yes! Touchdown, Cougars, 16 yards out. Sturgill, 22-7, LCC.
Cougars are on the roll right now. They're being able to run and pass, and that spells trouble for the Wildcats.
Adams on for the point after. Snap low, but Adams gets it up and in this time, 21-7, as the Cougars lead the Wildcats. We'll be back in 30 seconds on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
.305 remaining in the opening quarter, 21-7. The Cougars lead it as they respond back. Very fortunate to have the ball back, because after that special teams thing, didn't know what happened, but the officials talked it over, and the Cougars get it back, and now they're looking to make it a quick 3 and out on the Shelby Valley offense again. We'll see what happens as Childers will line up to kick it. And here we go. Deep in the backfield, Jackson Gray going to get decent field position up to the 32-yard line. I want to say this really quick. Actually, they gave him the 33. Seeing Garrett Howard and him involving. I've covered mountain sports for 16 years, a little bit longer than that. And one of the players that Garrett reminds me of, I said his first name first, Garrett's a little bit taller than him, is Brandon Jones. I don't know if you remember that name or not, Mark, but he helped Hazard win a state championship in 2011. Brandon liked to get to the outside, and if you notice, Garrett likes to do that as well, too. They've got the same build, and so that's just what it's reminded me of. I just wanted to say that here, and somebody's going to either be a false start or an offsides. It may be false start, but just I want to compliment there Brandon Jones. Excuse me, I got thrown off there in our headset. Garrett Howard, wanted to compliment him and say that's a good comparison because how they just run in their style and the way they're building that was on Valley. And I don't know, is there anybody else that he kind of reminds you of, Mark? I was just thinking more in recent times, someone that he had reminded me of. But do you see any similarities with Sturgill or Howard, maybe from former Letcher County players that you see that played in the county?
Well, I mean, he's kind of a combination of a couple of them. As a big guy running straight up north to south, I mean, he reminds me of 2 or 3 of them, Kobe Johnson and Rex Johnson especially. But he has the ability to kick it outside and go and find the seam and hit that seam. Most big guys don't have that combination.
That is true. They do not have that combination. And while we have a minute, while we're stoppage of play here, I wanted to ask you quickly, Mark, Kentucky Wildcats last week defeating Toledo, that some people would pick that, even Kirk Herbstreit, as an upset. This week, I just don't know how well they're going to do against Ole Miss. I mean, you got to play the games, I know that, but it could be a long day for the Cats tomorrow. I thought the defensive line looked well. Our secondary was a little suspect, but we got some problems with their receivers, but I hope Kentucky gives them a good fight tomorrow. I'd love to see them pull it off. Did you get a chance to watch any of the game last week?
Yeah, I did. And like I said, they were just a 7-point favorite, and at times I was worried.
Blackburn will get back to the line of scrimmage, and maybe a yard possibly. This will be second and long, tackled by a host of Cougars. Of course, college football, several upsets last week. Florida State knocking off Alabama 31-17. And, of course, LSU gets their first home opener or season opening game win, in the first time in the Brian Kelly area, I believe it is, and they were 0-5. So, and then there were just, and then, boy, I tell you what, Bill Belichick didn't look too good against TCU on Monday night, did he, Mark?
Not at all.
Hopefully they get that rolling.
I'm hoping that inconsistency that the Wildcats had is just due to early season.
Yeah, and sacked by a host of Wildcats in the backfield, or Cougars, excuse me. There's a flag on the play, though. Blackburn did get sacked. 2:12 remaining.
Of course, Howard was on the bottom of that pile.
We're going to have a face mask against Garrett Howard. Yeah. So it'll be a 15-yarder and another first down for Shelby Valley, just their 6th unofficially of the game. And I don't know, will that be 10 yards or 15? I think it's 10, or is it 15?
If you turn the head, it's 15.
Okay.
And that's what they've called.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure there. So out to the 48-yard line. Boy, 3 15-yard penalties on the Cougars in this quarter alone, Mark. 45 yards, you know that's not going to make this coach and staff too happy.
And this is what allowed Valley to score the last time.
It sure did.
That turned the momentum their way.
1st and 10 at the 50. Blackburn, nice fake on the handoff there, out to Bartley. Bartley will be close to the first down. He's going to be about 2 yards shy, so a pickup of an 8 and a good read by Blackburn.
Yeah, like I said, this kid is kind of impressed me. I mean, he looks like a middle linebacker and reads the defense very well. So he's a strong little quarterback.
Hall again. He'll have the first down.
And more.
All the way down to about the 34, 33-yard line, picking up about 8 to 9 yards there, and that's the 7th first down for Shelby Valley.
Again, he just put his head down and run north to south. Of course, he had a couple of linemen pushing him and helped him a little bit along the way.
Well, we have a penalty on the play. So it's going to be on Shelby Valley. So negate that first down. Back him up, Mark Young. I was watching the end of the play, so I wasn't paying attention to the backfield there. But tough penalty there on the Wildcats.
So I didn't catch the call exactly. I think he may have given him a little bit too much help.
.144 remaining here in the opening quarter. Letcher Central leading at 21-7. Official still hasn't put the ball officially down yet to mark it. We see the lines over there, but we'll see. We're going to put it at the 45. So still Valley with good field position. It'll still remain 2nd down here. See if they can get the first down. Cougar defense, though, stepping up a little bit on the stride before that penalty mark compared to the one that they scored on.
Yeah, the Cougars is gathering up in the box to put pressure on him really quick. If he can hit those quick routes, they're liable to break one open.
Hall had that success earlier. Let's see what they're waiting to get going here. Good crowd still on hand here, Cougar Crazies. As we mentioned earlier, they're doing the toga theme tonight. I see a Cougar Crazy with a megaphone out there. Bands here tonight, cheerleaders. All on hand here for the second home game of the Cougars. Now, the next 2 weeks, they'll be on the road. Their bye week for the Cougars isn't until October 24th, so they got to go straight all the way through October 17th before they can get a full rest mark. Also, with no fall break this year, too, as the Letcher County Schools voted to have a week off for Thanksgiving this week, Mark.
Yeah.
Or this year, excuse me.
They got 1 day off. They get Friday. Actually,
well, Mountain Heritage on the 26th.
Actually, yeah.
Mm. Oh, no, I get what you're saying. They get the 1 day off. Yeah, definitely. But Mountain Heritage for sure, they'll have that week off. But I think they have a game. They'll have a day of off of school, but we'll have a game that week. And now they mark it back from the 45. About a 9-yard penalty on the Wildcats. 1:44 remaining here. Still be second down. Fake to Hall. Oh, nice catch as Bartley has it out in the open field, and he's going to get the first down and make up for all those lost yards. All the way down there to picks up 17 on the play.
And that's exactly what I was talking about. As when a Cougar stacked them up in the box like that, it leaves one-on-one coverage, and that middle seam is where you hit them.
Clock stopped at the moment. Now they, Hall. Well, no. Well, whistle on the play there, and Coach Johnson not happy about it. Blackburn did keep the ball briefly. 1:22 on the clock. The play was developing. I didn't see it, Mark, unless they blew it really quick and thought that the Cougars had already wrapped him up with the ball, sort of say. Here we go.
That's what I thought.
So they're going to replay the down, so it'll be 1st and 10.
Blackburn even fooled the officials.
Yeah.
So he faked the handoff, and the Cougars tackled the running back without the ball, and they blew it dead, and the quarterback was trying to go around the outside.
And if you look at where the white hat was on that and with the dark colors of the Cougars jersey, it was really hard for him to see the ball from behind. So we'll replay the down here, 1st and 10. 2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. Hall breaks the tackle, gets forward. I'll put him about at the 36-yard line, so it'll give him a gain of 2. Valley looking to answer back.
That young man runs hard. I like the way he plays. Cougars just got to tighten up out here and make a stop.
Hall just a sophomore. Under a minute to play. We've had a long first quarter. Pass out in the flats, incomplete. Couldn't get over to Bentley. So this will be 3rd down for the Wildcats. 44 seconds remaining in the first quarter. 21-7 your score. Cougars on top. .25 on the play clock.
This could be a big defensive stand right here for the Cougars.
Blackburn rolls to his left. He's got some open field. Well, it's clear. Oh, and he takes advantage of it and will have the first down. And the ball comes loose, but Valley fortunate to recover it at the 21-yard line, a pickup of 14. Very close there, and another first down by the Wildcats.
Yeah, I mean, you got to respect the quarterback that'll lower his head and run over a linebacker, though, and that's exactly what he did. Unfortunately, the ball popped out, but the Cougars couldn't get on it. Shelby Valley recovered it, but, man, that young man just ran the ball very hard.
That'll be the end of the first quarter as the play clock is showing 18, game clock showing now 15. So that'll be at the end of the first quarter. We'll step out for a minute here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. It's 21-7 Cougars.
There are buttons to button, snacks to prepare, math problems to help with, and boo-boos to kiss. If you have people who need you, you need life insurance. Talk to a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent about a policy that protects the ones you love. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe the good guys win.
I believe in cops and firefighters.
I believe in lending a helping hand.
I believe tough times make strong people.
I believe in insurance that's there in good weather and bad.
I believe in sticking together.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
Start of the second quarter. Wildcats almost in the red zone and now they are in the Cougar red zone. Hall runs it up again. He'll pick up about 5 on the play, so it'll be 2nd and 5 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, I mean, that was a nice run there. You had Braxton Banks step up for the Cougars and make the tackle.
He's made some good tackles in this game. Saw some there in the first quarter.
It's been hard to call a lot of names because they've tackled as a swarm tonight.
$11 and a half. This time a new runner for the Wild, still Hall. And he's going to be inside the 5-yard line, get him to about the 4, pick up 11 on the play. And that'll be another first down, Shelby Valley, their 9th of the game unofficially.
And again, I mean, they ran everybody out in pass patterns and turned him loose. Nice run.
First and goal from the 5. Valley threatening. Hall again, this time very well covered. He may have gotten forward for just barely a yard. One of the tacklers in was Braxton Banks again.
Yeah.
Boy, the Cougars right in on it as well, too. You had right there also on it is, I saw Kanan Surgeon. He had a big game last week, Mark, against Leslie County.
He sure did. I spoke to his parents after the game. They were really happy for him.
2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. Oh, Blackburn's going to keep it. Shake and bake. The ball, I don't know if it came loose. It looked like it did. No, they're going to say he was down. No touchdown signal, but he was down. So no fumble. Valley catches a break. So this is going to be 3rd and goal at wherever you want to call it, Mark. Right on the goal line. I mean, that nose is almost there.
Yeah, I mean, you always hear football's a game of inches, and this is an example of that because he's literally an inch or 2 away from the goal line.
2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. Hall in the backfield. Let's see if the quarterback sneak this. They go with Hall. Hall, no signal yet.
I don't think he made it
Valley
in.
coach saying he got in, but the lines judge saying no, so make it 4th and goal. No gain on the play. Here we go, Mark Young. You've got to punch this in if you're the Wildcats. Be a huge loss if you didn't, and he may have lost about an inch on that one or 2.
Oh, yeah, they got him almost back on the 1-yard line now. So can the Cougars hold for one more play?
Same formation, 9.5 remaining. They go right back to Hall. Hall, I believe he got in this time. Yes, he did. Touchdown, Shelby Valley, 21-13, 9:27 to go here until halftime.
It's hard to keep a runner like that out when you are that close to the goal line that many times.
So Valley responds.
Cougars made a great defensive stand, though. Even though they give up the touchdown, they really, truly had to work for it.
Tack it on to kick. It's a high snap, and it's blocked. They got right back there, did the Cougars, and it'll stay 21-13. Stevens on the block, and we'll be back in 30 seconds on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
Time out for great food. This season, everyone is stopping at Double Quick for their pregame and postgame snacks, drinks, sandwiches, and dinners. Come on in and grab a bucket of Double Quick chicken with all the sides, a real family meal for on-the-go eating. Then there's everyone's favorite, the famous Double Quick pizza rolls. Buy them 1, 2, or 6 at a time. We've got sandwiches galore, your favorite drinks, chips, and snacks, and so much more. Be sure and use your Double Quick rewards card, and good luck to all the teams from the team here at Double Quick.
(21-13), 9:27 remaining until halftime as Mason Stevens got back there and blocked us. Mark, you were talking about all the people that got back there and blocked it, and I said it's a block party, and then our producer, Colby Amberg, jumped in and said it's a toga block party, as we had talked about the theme here tonight. Hats off to Colby for throwing that little expertise, a little slyness in there, and we're still seeing a lot of the Cougars here dressed in the toga uniforms here as the Wildcats get ready to kick it off.
Yeah, if you could see Kobe, he looks like the little guy on the Little Caesars box.
And here come the Cougars. Breaking some speed there. Stidham reversing field, going center. Gets it out to the 36-yard line. 21-13, 9:17 remaining here until halftime. Shelby Valley will get the ball to start the second half as they elected to defer. Looking at that right now, Mark, that actually wasn't a bad decision for the Wildcats.
No, not at all.
No turnovers yet. We've seen a lot of penalties from both sides, but no turnovers yet for either team.
Like I said, that you use these games as a coach to work on things too, and I'm sure both teams are doing just that.
3 wideouts bunched up to the right, 1 to the left. Holbrook has a man. Cole incomplete. Right down to the right side of the field. Outlaw maybe just had it a little behind him there, tried to turn his body back, and that'll be 2nd and 10 for the Cougars.
Yeah, as much as Outlaw has grown, you need to get the ball up high for him. Let him go get it.
He's got that quick speed. Here we go. Same formation. But no, this time they go 2 wide both ways. Ooh, pass out. It's going to be a first down for the Cougars. Stevens spin moves. Oh, and he lost it. And, well, Valley says they got it. I believe they do, but we'll see and get the official word. Boy, that's close. And Valley has it. First turnover of the game with 8:59 remaining in the second quarter. Tough break there. Stevens made so many great moves, tried to make that last move, Mark, and we've seen it many a times in games even at the pro level. And I know he was trying to shake and bake, make all the room, but just a little bit too much, and the strip happened in Valley now. Can they capitalize?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is after punching it in the last time, this is a big momentum swing for them to get the first takeaway of the ball game.
I thought we were going to have a turnover-free first half, and then I say no turnovers yet. So I've done that tonight on an extra point, and then a turnover happens. Here, I don't know. It's not a full moon, is it? There was one last night. Oh, and the defense steps up big. They give it right to Hall, and they say not today at all. Boy, Brody Griffith again back in there, and a host of other Cougars. Huge stop there.
Oh, it was. You had Brody Griffith. You had Stidham. You had Howard. I mean, you had all the usual suspects, but they all hit him at once.
I just killed an ant. Sorry.
I thought you were getting excited over here.
Right on the little note here. 8:18 remaining until halftime, 21-13. 2nd and 13 for the Wildcats. Blackburn rolling out right, throws. What a catch. I don't know how in the world Bartley held on to that. 2 Cougars right there, Mark. Very close. And a first down, Valley.
And we got a flag back here on the field, though. So
right. Good eyes. I was following the ball there.
Unfortunately, I'm afraid they're going to bring that one back after all that great effort.
We'll get the word. It's going to be holding against the Wildcats. Back them up. 10 yards.
That was great execution on the pass and the receiver. He was the only one that had a chance to catch that ball, and how he come down with it was impressive. I mean,
Bartley's made some good catches tonight here for the Wildcats. Just that one tough break, as that's going to push Valley back to about the 30. Blackburn rolls. Passes it over to Lincoln Taylor. Taylor with the big body there, getting all the way out to the 44-yard line. Pick up about 14 yards. This will be 2nd and about 4 or 6.
Yeah, he got it back. So they have the line marker over as 3rd down, so.
Yeah, because the penalty happened, and you're right. I know you're looking up the scoreboard there, but yeah, because the penalty on that last play happened on 2nd down. Blackburn going to roll again. Pressure. Oh, just tosses it up. Incomplete. And Banks again. Boy, Braxton Banks having a great game, causing a lot of pressure. And after the turnover, 4th down for Shelby Valley. And a huge defensive stand there for Letcher Central.
Yeah, he was lucky. He just threw it up.
Yeah.
But he did throw it in the vicinity of one of his receivers. But there was also a couple Cougars over there.
And I think I saw Garrett Howard close to that ball. And he catches that. He might have been gone. You never know.
Yeah, he was very fortunate to get away with that one. But
timeout on the field. We'll take it. We'll be back in 30 seconds on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
$7:18 remaining until halftime, 21-13. And during that timeout, Coach Matthews of Letcher Central brilliantly came out there, made his case for intentional grounding, because, Mark, when you go back and look at that play, there was nobody really in the vicinity of, because the quarterback, Blackburn, threw it behind his head. I don't know if he was trying to do a Tim Tebow or some other that have done that, but there was no receiver. Still, regardless, it's going to be 4th and long for Shelby Valley, and they're going to punt it away, and the Cougars should get the ball back with good field position.
Yeah, I mean, that was a big call. Evidently, the guy that the ball came down next to was a lineman and not an eligible receiver.
Cougars putting pressure. Good kick away. And another good bounce. This time Stevens stays away from it and takes an incredible roll. Still rolling, and it's going to stop all the way at the 11. Just a little above it, so a great punt by Shelby Valley. You kind of wonder now if you want that intentional grounding call. But Letcher Central, they've been able to move the ball. They've got 2 timeouts and plenty of time to possibly score here. We'll see what they dial up as that offense, as you mentioned earlier, Mark, clicking tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I was expecting the defense to be the star of the show, and it's been offense actually for both teams.
Of course, also forgot to say in college football, Tarleton State defeating Army. I had never heard of Tarleton State winning that one 30-27. Back in the action here with Letcher Central and Shelby Valley. 13 on the play clock. Wideouts to the left and right. 1. Holbrook getting pressure. Holbrook got to throw it away, and he does, or has to throw it away, excuse me. Incomplete after the pressure. Brown in the vicinity of the ball, as well as Bartley for Valley. So it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah.
6:57 to go here in the second quarter. 21-13. Mark's a famous man. He's getting him a phone call right now. Cell phone blowing up, Mark.
Yeah, they're trying to give me a loan. I've put my phone on the do not call list and everything, and it's not even slowed them down.
1 wide out both ways. 2 receivers bunched. Handoff to Howard, and Howard's going to get about roughly 3 yards. So this should bring up 3rd and 7 for Letcher Central. Actually, they're going to give him close to 4 yards. We'll say 3rd and 7 for Letcher Central. Howard with a nice run.
Yeah, he just basically bulldozed himself to get those 3 yards because Valley made a pretty good stand there.
Excuse me. Got 18 on the play clock. Letcher Central will take a timeout. We'll take it with them. 6:15 remaining until halftime. We'll be back in 30 seconds on Bluegrass Sports Nation. 21-13 Cougars over the Wildcats.
Kentucky Mountain Health Alliance Incorporated, Little Flower Clinic, Quantum Healthcare, and East Kentucky Chiropractic. Offering medical, dental, pediatrics, chiropractic, behavioral health, women's health, rheumatology, MAT program, x-ray, lab, and free transportation. East Kentucky Chiropractic, Dr. Dale Williams and Dr. Adam Fields, offering spinal adjustments, posture correction, sports injury recovery, and pain management. Kentucky Mountain Health Alliance Incorporated, your medical home in the mountains.
$6:15 remaining until halftime. Letcher Central 21, Valley 13. A long 3rd and 7 for the Cougars. Valley been stout so far on the defense. Mark, if the Cougars, after that great punt by Valley, cannot convert on 4th down and they punt it away, Valley has plenty of time with 2 timeouts and a chance to score because they get the ball back to start the second half.
Well, absolutely. They've changed their defense from what they had last time. So
here we go. Holbrook running, has a man. Brown almost had it, but turned around too quick, but pressure was coming by the Valley defenders as Jackson Gray and Belcher just right there. And that'll be 4th down for Letcher Central. First time they've not converted, I think, tonight on 3rd down. Might be actually 2 of 4. So now that great punt by the Shelby Valley Wildcats really put Letcher Central back, and now they've got to punt it away and return the favor. If not, like we said, Valley could have really good field position and get a little bit of a momentum boost before halftime.
Yeah, and you still got over 6 minutes on the clock. They got plenty of time.
Good snap. Kick on the way, and a good kick. Oh, it's going to take a good bounce. A great bounce. Wow. It's going to stop at about the 32. And one thing I forgot to mention, Mark, when Valley scored their last touchdown, that made the most points they've scored this season because they did not score in their first game and only had 7 in their second game. So they've already reached that total in the double digits this season. See what they dial up here. But the special teams right now, Mark, looking like they're the unsung heroes so far in just the last few minutes.
Yeah, I was actually surprised with the Cougars kicking that far deep that they didn't have anyone back to return the ball. They just let it roll, and for the Cougars, that worked out great. They got almost 20 extra yards by letting it roll.
Here comes the handoff to Hall. Sorry, y'all. Mark and I cracking up here in the press box. It's going to be about a gain of maybe 1 yard. Let's see here. Well, actually, they give him a loss of 1, so it'll be 2nd and 11 with 5:40 remaining until halftime.
Yeah, I mean, he ran hard to trying to get back to line of scrimmage because they met him probably 2 or 3 yards deep in the backfield. Great penetration by the Cougars that time.
Wideouts out to the right, one out to the left. 17 on the play clock, excuse me. All in the backfield with Blackburn. Oh, Blackburn going to keep it, rolls right, gets some yards, gets close to the 40, ran out of bounds, and he'll be at the 39 officially. So about a gain of 8 for the Wildcats. This should bring up 3rd and about 3.
Actually, they said he run out of bounds a little earlier than that. Ball back at the 39, so.
It's the official marker because, once again, it's on that far side. Sometimes you can't see necessarily, so the officials have the better eye than us because they're right there. But still, 3rd and manageable for Valley. It's going to be about 3rd and 4. Hand off the Hall this time. Looks like he's going to be close.
Nice tackle.
We'll see what they say here. He's going to be close. He's going to be short. So this will be about 4th and 1, Mark. I think if you're Valley, you go for it. Well, now that's what the original marker was. They had it right there. So actually, wow, they marked it there really close. They had it up. The one far judge had it a little closer, but again, you saw it, Mark. So not 3rd and 1. It's going to be about 3rd and 2 still. Close enough, though, or 4th and 2. Yeah, because see, look, they got to get it right there. It's on the 42, so they got to get it to the 43 if you look at it right there. It's about the between 43. The 43 and the 44. So we'll say, like I originally said, about 1 to 1.5 yard here for the 4th down. I think you go for it if you're Shelby Valley. And they got 4 on the play clock. Looks like Coach will call a timeout here, and he will. We'll step out for 30 seconds on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
At Hazard Community and Technical College, you are more than just a number. With our low faculty to student ratio, you'll get the personal attention and support you need to succeed. Our dedicated faculty is here to guide you every step of the way, helping you reach your goals in a community that cares. Choose HCTC. We'll never underestimate you. Call us at 606-487-3293 to learn more.
Fourth and 1. 4:23 remaining. Valley will have one more timeout as they called the timeout. They were close to getting a penalty. We'll see what happens. Of course, I did want to say, Tom, just really quick, I forgot to mention when talking about Kentucky last year, they did get that win at Mississippi last year, and I love that on that missed field goal. We hope that happens tomorrow. We'll see. But now Shelby Valley, these Wildcats, need to convert on 4th and 1 to keep this drive going, or else they give the Cougars great field position. And Blackburn's going to roll, and he's going to be short and loses some yards. He is going to lose 2 yards on the play, and that's going to be a turnover on downs and put the Cougars at the 40.
Meade met him and stopped him cold in his tracks. Jackson Meade met him and stopped him cold. I thought he was going to get it until that happened. So the Cougars made a great stand right in the middle of the field and starting at the Shelby Valley 40.
Out of the shotgun. Stidham running in motion, now stops. He's going to get the handoff. Nice room, bounces off to the right. Gets a good gain out to about the 34-yard line and picks up 6 yards.
Yeah, it was just nice blocking by the lineman there. I mean, he had plenty of room.
Under 4 to play. Sturgill back there this time. Holbrook giving him all day. Holbrook's going to go for the end zone. Outlaw. Oh, incomplete. Great coverage there by Valley's Bentley. He's been all over the place tonight, and this will bring up 3rd and 4 for the Cougars. No flags anywhere. So here we go.
Yeah, I mean, Gunner had all the time in the world back there. Of course, made a great throw. Just was a great defensive play there to bust it up. Crowd still full bleachers just about everywhere.
2 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right out of the shotgun. Looks like Howard back there to the left of Holbrook. They haven't started the play clock yet. Cougars got to get 4 yards for the first down. And the handoff to Howard. He'll keep it. He's got a gaping. Oh, no.
No, Holbrook.
What a great
Holbrook
fake there by Holbrook to keep it and to go to the left and get the first down inside the 29-yard line. And the Cougars pick it up. Mark Young for another first down, their 10th unofficially of the game.
And Garrett's like, man, why didn't I have the ball? Nobody touched me.
5 yards picked up. Well, that's good eyes by the linebacking core of Shelby Valley to watch that. We got a slight breeze coming in there. We see the American flags blowing a little bit. Good deception there to keep Howard back. This time we got Stidham coming back down in motion. They're going to go with him again. And he keeps it. Not much there. And I don't know, Mark, if that was a camera flash to my right or if that was lightning. I couldn't tell. I think that was a camera flash. Looked like lightning there for a second.
I think it's a camera. I've noticed it a couple of times. It's hard to tell in here inside the booth with the lights on because you've got a glare already.
Yeah. Because I was like, I didn't hear a noise. And I was like, the refs would stop it if that was legit. 2:53 remaining here until halftime. 2nd and 10 for the Cougars. They give no gain. We have a stoppage here. And we have a timeout. We'll take it with them back in 30 seconds on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
No gain on that last run as it's 21-13 Cougars over the Wildcats. Mark, I wanted to say something really quick for this next play. A former landmark in Letcher County went down this week, the old Pizza Hut. No longer standing, and heard there might be some good development on the way for that property possibly, but sad to see the old Pizza Hut down. A lot of people were talking about that this week, and we'll hold that thought as the next play resumes here as Stidham will run in motion right to left. Holbrook looking. Keeps it, has some room out to the right at the 20, inside the 10, inside the 5, still going, and the ball, well, let's see what they say. Is it a turnover or not? I think the ground.
Yeah, he's on the ground.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But still, that is a pickup of 27 yards and a first down Cougars by Holbrook to get that all the way in the 27-yard gain. And here comes the no huddle really quick, and that clock's rolling with 2:35 remaining.
Great read by Holbrook to keep that ball.
Valley off. They weren't even set. Here's the hand. Nope. Holbrook will keep it, and it's a touchdown from 1 yard out with 2:27 remaining in the first half, and it's now 27-13 Letcher Central.
That's one time I can honestly say that the quick offense caught the Wildcats not even in line position. I mean, they weren't lined up in their correct positions or anything when the play went off.
I wasn't looking over on the Shelby Valley sideline. I don't know if the guy made it off in time, but if he didn't, that could have been a penalty. But regardless, Cougars punch it in from 1 yard out. Emma Adams on for the kick. Good snap, kicks on the way, and good. 28-13, and Letcher Central. And Mark, back to us saying there, Pizza Hut no more, and but just sad. I know a lot of people were posting memories and talking about it at school and on the internet.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time eating there. Even back when my high school days is when they first put it in there, so it's got a lot of fond memories for me. And then even as I got older, take my family there, especially after church on Sundays, and eat the buffet. And I mean, it's just, I wish we had one back here, whether it's in that location or not. I miss that restaurant.
A lot of people do. I know a lot of birthday parties were there. I can even remember, even living in Perry County, having at the old Grandview Plaza when they used to have Pizza Hut there. It's now Hot Rod's Pizza, but that's where they used to have birthdays. And so I know that's what back in solidified. I know when I was growing up, and I'm sure even when Kobe's age was growing up and everything, it's where you just had a lot of parties. It was a great gathering after church and everything.
Yeah, to use it as an analogy that some of these younger kids may get, it was the Peach Pit of Letcher County.
.227 remaining until halftime. Here comes the kick.
Line drive hit the up man. They was fortunate that it went on by him.
That's going to be Bartley recovering it. And Bartley, we've called his name a whole lot. 2:25 remaining here until halftime. So Shelby Valley with no more timeouts. Letcher Central with one. If Valley wants to build momentum from winning the toss and deferring, they've got to find a way to score here in these next 2:25 to hope that if you get a touchdown here for the Wildcats, you have a good chance to tie it up again, Mark.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that was the whole purpose of deferring the second half, is to get the ball back. So you want to end on a positive note here.
Blackburn off to Hall. Wrapped up immediately. Boy, that's one of the things, no gain on the play. The Cougars, Mark, you got to brag about them here on this sense of the defense. They have really closed up those holes that Blackburn and Hall were having back in the first quarter.
You have to give a lot of credit to the weight program that the Cougars have, because to start out the ball game, they weren't been able to do that. Now they've worn the other team down enough, and you can see the conditioning starting to take over.
28-13.
And that will win a lot of ball games for you during the season.
13 on the play clock. Valley taking their time. Maybe Coach Johnson eating some clock to not give it back to the Cougars, but with plays like that, a good catch. Outlaw in on the tackle, and Garrett Howard comes in late, and others out to about the 42-yard line. This will be a pickup of 7. We have a stoppage of play quickly. Well, and the Cougars take a timeout. We'll just keep it right here. So Letcher Central, interesting, takes a timeout, and I guess that's the stop in case Valley doesn't get the first down, so they can get it back with plenty of time and get another score possibly. So, but we want to thank our sponsors again, all the fans tuning us in tonight here on Bluegrass Sports Nation across Facebook, YouTube, and still a good crowd here on hand. I see familiar faces up here tonight. Just look to my right, and I see Superintendent Denise Shawns with...
At Hazard Community and Technical College, you are more...
Action. I see Brother David Cox there at Whitesburg First Baptist. Him and his wife enjoying the game, and several other people here on tap tonight here, and just enjoying the action, enjoying the atmosphere. One of the things that I like that they do up here at Letcher Central for their fans is they make sure they have those middle seats there. I've never sat in those during the game. I've always watched them, if I've ever done it here a long time ago before I was in media, just on the sides there. But just not really a bad seat up here at the house in Letcher County, Mark.
No, there's really not. And I see a lot of former teachers. You got Jeff Hawkins and his wife, Cheryl Hawkins, both retired teachers that come to watch the game.
And Hall's going to run it again. Might have lost a yard on that play, so we'll call it 4th down and about 4. And we'll see how long Valley maybe kind of, because no teams have timeouts here, you know Valley's going to want to run this clock down as close as they possibly can. And we hold on, we have a stoppage of play and a timeout. We'll take a 30-second break. I guess one team had another timeout. 28-13 your score. We'll be back.
Time out for great food. This season, everyone is stopping at Double Quick for their pregame and postgame snacks, drinks, sandwiches, and dinners. Come on in and grab a bucket of Double Quick chicken with all the sides, a real family meal for on-the-go eating. Then there's everyone's favorite, the famous Double Quick pizza rolls. Buy them 1, 2, or 6 at a time. We've got sandwiches galore, your favorite drinks, chips, and snacks, and so much more. Be sure and use your Double Quick rewards card, and good luck to all the teams from the team here at Double Quick.
Valley from the 41, their own 41. So Letcher Central apparently did have one timeout left in their back pocket.
And they've set up for a run back, so they're hoping to get the ball close enough that they could strike.
But with kicks like that, with Bally taking the good bounces, this time not as much as that one, but still, Cougars will have a little bit to start out from about their own 22-yard line. Stidham was back. 1:02 remaining. So, Mark, if you're the Cougars, obviously the clock stops on a first down. You get it a bounds. That stops the clock with no timeout. So, what are you drawing up here if you're Coach Matthews and company to try to get you some more points on the board before the end of the first half?
You're probably going to run either short routes to the outside because you can get out of bounds and stop the clock real easy, or go for the long ball. And Holbrook's got the arm to do that as well. So
Sturgill to the right of Holbrook. Wideouts both ways. 4 rushing for the Wildcats. Here's a throw, a little under, and a near interception. Pass broken up by Evan Bell. That was intended for Outlaw. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Cougars, 56 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a busted route or just a judgment that Holbrook had made, hoping that he would cut to the outside so he could get out of bounds. But he was cutting towards the center of the field, and Cougars don't want that with so much little time left.
Wideouts again, same formation. Here we go. Pass caught. Brown will have the first down up at about the 40, so a gain of 18, and that stops the clock with 49 seconds. Same formation, but outs both ways. Pass caught, went backwards, had the first down. Stevens spin move. Stevens mumbles it again, but it's still loose, and the Cougars catch a break. And I believe that was Stidham or Brown that recovered it, but that's a big break there. Another first down Cougars. Stevens has done that twice. He's got to watch that, Mark.
Yeah, that extra effort is great as long as you can control the ball. They're working the chain gas over there pretty hard right now.
Nice pass complete there, Stidham, but he stays in bounds, and that'll keep the clock going all the way up to the 24-yard line there. That's a pickup of 7, and there's 8 seconds left on the clock. Now 7. Do the Cougars see it? Down to 5. They're going to go, and they're going to spike it with 2 seconds remaining. So this will bring up 3rd down for the Cougars. It'll be 3rd and 3 from the 24. So you got 2 seconds left. Which receiver are you going to go with here? Are you going to go with Stevens, Stidham, Outlaw, or Brown? If you're the Cougars, maybe throw Garrett Howard or Sturgill out there, maybe with the screen to maybe hustle it in. What are you drawing up if you're Coach Matthews in the company, Mark?
I'm going to have everyone else run across the middle towards the C of the Cougars and put Outlaw down there on the S and just throw it up there for him. Let him go get it. With that long, lanky frame, see if he can come down with a TD.
They got Cody Sturgill out there, receiver on the far side on the left. Trips to the left. You've got Garrett Howard now out there. Outlaw to the right. Sturgill in the backfield. Here we go. This is it. Looking, has time, throws. Sturgill's out there. He's got it. He's going to go into the end zone. Touchdown, Cougars from 24 yards out. Letcher Central draws it up, no flags, and Brett Sturgill gets a huge touchdown for the Cougars. 2 seconds remaining, had a gaping hole. They put 2 receivers over there, Mark, and what a play by Coach Matthews and company. Big touchdown for the Cougars.
Yeah, I mean, Gunnar Holbrook just went through checking off his receivers one at a time and hit that outlet receiver for a touchdown. It's a great job.
Adams on for the point after. Snap is low. Kick is on the way, and it's good. And at halftime, Letcher County Central, 35. Shelby Valley, 13. Mark and I will be back in 3 minutes on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
Go Time is a locally owned and operated convenience store that has all your wants and needs in one stop. We have everything from quick snacks and cool drinks, a full-service deli, fresh coffee bar, soft-serve ice cream, and milkshakes. Also, make sure to check out our Little Caesars pizzas. Go Time, where the customer always comes first. Refuel your tank, refill your cup, and refresh your taste buds all in one stop at Go Time.
Time out for great food. This season, everyone is stopping at Double Quick for their pregame and postgame snacks, drinks, sandwiches, and dinners. Come on in and grab a bucket of Double Quick chicken with all the sides, a real family meal for on-the-go eating. Then there's everyone's favorite, the famous Double Quick pizza rolls. Buy them 1, 2, or 6 at a time. We've got sandwiches galore, your favorite drinks, chips, and snacks, and so much more. Be sure and use your Double Quick rewards card, and good luck to all the teams from the team here at Double Quick.
There are buttons to button, snacks to prepare, math problems to help with, and boo-boos to kiss. If you have people who need you, you need life insurance. Talk to a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent about a policy that protects the ones you love. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
At People's Bank and Trust of Hazard, we're more than just your banker. For over a century, we've stood by your side through the good times and bad. We provide the local touch you want in a banker and the convenience of online banking when you're
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
12:28 remaining in halftime. Dance team out there, of course, they always put 3 minutes back up. Before we come back to the break, after our second break, we'll break down this game. But what I want to make a comment on really, really quick is tonight concluded on his last broadcast at WKYT, sports director Brian Milam, who joined WYMT in January of 1998. He was a graduate of Morehead State, graduate of Louisville Butler High School there. Used to work with youth ministry or kids that used to go to Butler a long time ago, but graduate there back in the 90s and came to the mountains of Eastern Kentucky. He had so many hats at WYMT, but for a guy being from Louisville, came all the way down 64 onto 15 through the Mountain Parkway and really fell in love with Eastern Kentucky, hired by Tony Turner, former WYMT general manager that sadly lost his life just a little over 20 years ago. And Milam came here to the mountains, and really I thought him and Keith Casebolt in the late 90s, I can remember when I would get home from high school games, the point was to get the sports overtime as quick as you possibly could to watch Milam and Keith Casebolt. Those two always did a great job. I can still remember Brian's coverage of the 1998 Class 1A champions, the Middlesboro Yellow Jackets, and just so many other teams in the mountains that won state championships over the years, especially when Shelby Valley won the state championship in 2010 in basketball. That was his last year covering sports in the mountains, and my tape actually messed up, but I had a VHS tape of his last sports overtime. It was him and Jeff Archer and Derek Forrest. And the one thing that I liked about Brian Milam is not only did he make it about the kids, but you would watch highlights of people in the 13th region, people in the 14th region, 15th, and even the 12th region. And he wouldn't just showcase the players and the coaches. He would showcase the fans. I know one of his biggest people that he liked to showcase a lot was Side Saddle Jack. I know that Brian thought very fondly of Letcher County. I know Knott County as well, too, Johnson County. Just so many places that he thought a lot of, and just he made a friend everywhere no matter where he went. covered the sports very, very good and accurately. And I actually got to do some volunteer work. My first ever real experience in the television business and media was with Brian. You got to go all the way back to 2009 when Perry Central and Clay County were in the same district and played each other at the old Airport Gardens, what was known as the MC Napier football field. And I helped him carry around an extra battery pack that night, and it was muddy. It was so muddy on that field. And I remember one of his questions that he asked me was, do you still want to get into this after all that was done? But what a tremendous career, a mentor of mine, and just helping me out. You know, even before I met Brian, I had always had a desire and always been a sports fan. Brian just emphasized for me, if I had to say the biggest thing that I think that he hammered into me was, number one, be yourself. And if you're really going to make it in the mountains, and I'll say this, Mark, and I don't, by all means, not saying this makes me or Brian or anybody special. I'm just saying this is just a simple truth. He said to me, if you're going to make it in the sports business, I mean, this is the case for anywhere, though, but especially here in these mountains, you've got to forget the school you graduated from. And not many people, and it's not a criticism, I don't want anybody to think that, not many people that I know of that have been in this business for as long as I've been in it for 16 years can go and commentate on another team and really not have a bias towards it. And I worked on that. Several others. I think of Tanner Hesterberg, Derek Forrest, Josh McKinney, several other people that I can think of that Milam has influenced that really taught us and hammered into us, you just can't be a homer for one team. And that has proven just to be true. And I wanted to share that was some of the wisdom that he gave to me. And I always thank him for that, for doing that. But more importantly, just his love for the mountains. I mean, he even moved to Whitesburg, for crying out loud. I know he used to come up and talk to PM Hogg and all the guys up at Neon. I know he spent many a times out on Ghost Chandler Field, Quillen Field, even spending time with Manus Blair and Coach Bates down there at Letcher. And just, man, just what a great career and a phenomenal person. And just, you know, he's going to have a great job now with the KHSAA. And just a great 27-year career in media, not only in the mountains, but also in the Lexington market. And, man, just what a career. Brian Milam, what can you say?
Yeah, some of my fondest memories, of course, I was helping coach with Jack when Brian was coming up there and stuff. And like I said, once he moved up this way, he actually, if he had free time, he would come and hang out at practice. But he would talk to assistant coaches. He'd talk to the head coach. He'd talk to the players. He'd talk to the parents. He'd talk to the janitor if they'd come out there and talk to him. And he was just, like you said, he was himself no matter where he was. I've met him probably 20 or 30 different ball fields and stuff along the way, and he's always been Brian Milam every time. He's always spoke to me. When he was getting ready to retire and move in this new job, he did some on-air broadcast where you could ask him any questions or whatever. And the first one I kind of sat back and watched a lot, but the second one I spoke up. There wasn't very many on there, and told him that he was always be an honorary pirate because he come and hung out with us. And he kind of laughed about that and pointed back the wall behind him, and there was a Fleming Neon hat on the wall. He had memorabilia from almost every different school and organization there was, so it was really cool that he gave himself to everybody. And no matter who he talked to, he was the same person no matter what. And I respect the heck out of that.
Definitely. Mountain sports wouldn't have been laid with the foundation without him. And, you know, I think of other characters too. Jim Frazier. Jim Frazier was another one that said that. Be yourself and treat every school and every athlete the same. You know, and so what a great career, as you said, for Brian Milam. And I'll tell you what we'll do, and we'll take a minute break here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. We'll talk about this game on the other side of the break. 35-13 Cougars at halftime.
There are buttons to button, snacks to prepare, math problems to help with, and boo-boos to kiss. If you have people who need you, you need life insurance. Talk to a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent about a policy that protects the ones you love. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
Time out for great food. This season, everyone is stopping at Double Quick for their pregame and postgame snacks, drinks, sandwiches, and dinners. Come on in and grab a bucket of Double Quick chicken with all the sides, a real family meal for on-the-go eating. Then there's everyone's favorite, the famous Double Quick pizza rolls. Buy them 1, 2, or 6 at a time. We've got sandwiches galore, your favorite drinks, chips, and snacks, and so much more. Be sure and use your Double Quick rewards card, and good luck to all the teams from the team here at Double Quick.
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
At Hazard Community and Technical College, you are more than just a number. With our low faculty to student ratio, you'll get the personal attention and support you need to succeed. Our dedicated faculty is here to guide you every step of the way, helping you reach your goals in a community that cares. Choose HCTC. We'll never underestimate you. Call us at 606-487-3293 to learn more.
3:43 remaining until the third quarter starts. 35-13. I may have to give you double duty, Mark. You're being a good producer here. Our great producer, Kobe. He does a great job. He's just tending to other things, helping out with the school and everything, and just what the great job that he does. But I'm liking you in this producer role. I lost it when you said clear. For those of you that don't know, that's what you say when you take breaks and things like that, to let everybody know so there's no hot mics or anything like that. But I tell you, man, just the game that we've had here tonight, it was really Letcher Central jumped out to that 6-0 lead, not blocked, but a bad snap. Emma didn't get the kick up on the extra point that well, but they made it 6-0 on that first one. And then Shelby Valley answered right back. Towards the end of the game, break down some of the scoring and everything, but they responded back, took the lead on the extra point, 7-6. Cougars responded back with a touchdown of their own and made it 12-7. They made up for the missed extra point, made it 14-7. And I tell you, Mark, every time the Cougars have scored after that, Emma Adams has been money, and she has nailed every extra point. But it was 14-7, and then Letcher Central got the ball back, went up 21-7, but Valley answered back really quick. But then Mason Stevens and all the rest of them, we had a toga block party, as Colby said, made it 21-13. But since then, the Cougars have rattled off 2 straight scores, especially there at the end of the half, as Holbrook hooked up with Brett Sturgill as they went 24 yards out, for the touchdown. Extra point good, made it 35-13. It looked like at one point when Stevens turned the ball over after doing a little too much, did that almost twice, but 1 turnover for Letcher Central, none for Shelby Valley. But it looked like Valley had a chance with good field position to have a chance to tie the game or at least cut it to 2. But the Cougars defense stepped up. They closed that hole. We've seen so many guys get in the backfield and make sure that Hall doesn't get the runs that he's gotten. And Letcher Central made the quick adjustments, Mark, to push themselves out to this 3-touchdown score lead.
Yeah, and again, I still have to give a lot of credit to their weight program and condition program, because as the game has went along, they've kind of wore down Shelby Valley a little bit, and they've collected the dividends from that.
Definitely. And I wanted to say this, as they're showing the video screen here of Letcher County students. Mark, I got to ask you, have you seen the promo battles between Cowan and Letcher and Whitesburg and Neon on the internet? Have you seen the promo battles with the principals?
Oh, absolutely. Our producer, Kobe, came up to school and videotaped the Neon portion of the challenge between Mr. Frazier and Mr. Robinson just the other day, and that was kind of cool to see them two. Those two guys aggravate each other all the time. I mean, it's so funny that They're both good guys.
They are both Bart and Robinson. Robinson, though, at the very beginning, I didn't know where he was going with the tie and everything, and the big trophy back case back there, and then boom, or in the background. Then boom, there's all the faculty and the kids on the gym floor. These people are being really creative, and I like that Cowan and Letcher thought it was funny when they were like, "Hey, we both have the blue colors," so they changed it to the mascot. It's going to be interesting, but the whole point of all of that is, in all seriousness, is attendance. We want to see all of our kids, not just in Letcher County, but all throughout the mountains, to have perfect attendance. But in Letcher County with this battle, I don't know all the stats of what everybody's doing as far as their attendance is every single day, but I know the district has been focusing on that really, really hard the next 2 years, or the last 2 years, and that's been the point. And it's so important, whether you ride the bus, whether you catch a ride with anybody or your parents bring you whatever, get to school. It's so important. You wonder sometimes, because we have so many NTI days as it is already. The last couple years in the Letcher County schools during the winter, we've missed at the beginning of the year close to, well, no, last year we missed 2 months, but the year before that, very close to 2 months. But so you get those NTI days sometimes, some kids, not all, but sometimes there's the tendency to want to fall behind. But when you come and you're able to make it, you get that breakfast or that lunch that you need, and you come, you're able to learn more. You're able to interact more with your student body. You're able to be a better student, because if you miss a couple of days and it's math or reading, you're going to be, or spelling even, you're going to be a little bit behind.
Yeah, you know, countywide, we have a lot of great teachers that
Yes.
really care a lot for the kids and want the very best for them, education-wise and individually as well, too. You know, you and I both have jobs where our roles are to work with kids. You know, being a retired teacher, I love this role because I can step out of the authoritarian part of it and just do everything I can to try to get them the help that they need. But I need them to be there so I can do that.
Yeah, and we have to check and connect with them as well, too, while they're there at the school. That's a huge part as well, too, of the job. We'll take a 30-second break here on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
Time out for great food. This season, everyone is stopping at Double Quick for their pregame and postgame snacks, drinks, sandwiches, and dinners. Come on in and grab a bucket of Double Quick chicken with all the sides, a real family meal for on-the-go eating. Then there's everyone's favorite, the famous Double Quick pizza rolls. Buy them 1, 2, or 6 at a time. We've got sandwiches galore, your favorite drinks, chips, and snacks, and so much more. Be sure and use your Double Quick rewards card, and good luck to all the teams from the team here at Double Quick.
At People's Bank and Trust of Hazard, we're more than just your banker. For over a century, we've stood by your side through the good times and bad. We provide the local
Kentucky Mountain Health Alliance Incorporated, Little Flower Clinic, Quantum Healthcare, and East Kentucky Chiropractic. Offering medical, dental, pediatrics, chiropractic, behavioral health, women's health, rheumatology, MAT program, x-ray, lab, and free transportation. East Kentucky Chiropractic, Dr. Dale Williams and Dr. Adam Fields, offering spinal adjustments, posture correction, sports injury recovery, and pain management. Kentucky Mountain Health Alliance Incorporated, your medical home in the mountains.
All right, 35-13. We're back. Cougars on top. Valley with the ball. Oh my goodness. Sorry out there in TV land. I've got the giggles. All right. And the Wildcats shaking and baking. Nice breakaway. Oh, what a slam there! A slam there by the big man. Is that Allman there? Yeah, no, I'm sorry. That was Osborne. We've seen some big slams here tonight. Valley will have decent field position at about the 28-yard line. Yeah, I noticed Louis always does a great job, Rob. I've noticed a lot of little tunes changing the night, little sounds and everything. Shout out to Jim Bob McCauley. Thank you very much for tuning us in tonight. Hope you're doing well, and hope you get to call a lot of games this fall and into the spring as well, too. Valley, Roland, Osborne. Boy, I thought he was going to fumble it there for a second. Might have got a yard, and that is none other than Banks. But Braxton Banks, I'm telling you, man, put the spotlight on him with the, you know, the circles, what I mean, when you see those analysts, when they do the games, they put that little circle. I said spotlight. He's just had a nose for the ball tonight.
He has been everywhere. A lot of that's been in the Wildcat backfield.
We had a very slow first quarter. Second quarter mark, I thought kind of went, it was in the middle. So we'll see how the rest of this plays out here. Of course, Letcher Central was cut back on the penalties a little bit. I know that's something they have to talk about at halftime. 2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. Hall in the backfield to the left. Oh, that was nearly picked off by Hall. He got back there quickly. A little bobble by Bentley. And, boy, that could have been costly for the Wildcats as it's going to be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see how the Cougars are doing on defense. They're not actually set. They're just kind of wandering around. And I don't think Shelby Valley really knows what kind of blocking scheme to put against that.
Well, you know, and back to the defensive comment, they made those adjustments quickly, and it's really paying off. And, boy, some big boys there on that line for the Letcher County Central Cougars. Kristen Fitzpatrick, man, just how he has come along, really has built and worked in the gym. Sargent. Here's the, and they have a change of quarterback there. That is Jesse Tackett. Excuse me, Mark, and take it.
Yeah, that was a great rollout pass. I mean, moved the yard markers and stuff. I think it was still Blackburn at throwing the ball, though.
They had switched it up, though, because I did see 11 with the ball, which was Tackett. And did they get a? Yeah, they did get a first down. Sorry, Mike, I had a frog in my throat there. We actually dissected frogs at Calhoun today. But first down, Wildcats.
A big gain. Nice play.
Ooh, but right there again, Hall wrapped up. Oh, you're right, Mark. I apologize. That is black. Boy, that frog must have got me pretty good because it looked like 11 there, so you're right. My apologies there. You are correct. Blackburn did get that first down there. I thought they had switched it to 11.
Kanan Surgeon just stepped up in there and made a great stop right there.
Thanks, Sargent. We've seen him tonight do really well for this Cougar team, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, he had a big game last week and is having a good game tonight as well.
13 on the play clock. A little bit of an eye. Hall again. Oh, just right there. Right there are the Cougars. I mean, just so many. And that's, again, just Braxton Banks just all over the place tonight again. And that's going to be a loss of 3. So here we go. 3rd and 13 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, there's nothing Hall can do about that. They're there when he gets the ball. I mean, they're that close to being back there. Great penetration by the Cougars right now.
Gavin Adams on some action there, running to the bench, getting a breather for the Cougars. I thought a few plays back, Braxton I thought they were going to get him on offsides, but his speed is so quick. And look at the nose again for the ball. Nearly forced a fumble. Ball was going forward. Coward almost had the interception. Now 4th and 13, and the Wildcats will have to punt it away.
Yeah, great defensive stop for the Cougars there. After that first down, they didn't get anything else going.
$8:57 remaining. Good crowd still here on hand. You know, I hadn't noticed this till back in the second quarter, but Valley with their cheerleaders here as well, too, making the trip up. Leslie County brought theirs last week. Oh, and Banks blocks it. Cougars fall on it and will have great position at the 36. And Banks gets back there big time, and Fitzpatrick, or excuse me, I'm sorry, my apologies there, on the recovery for the fumble again. Kanan Sargent thought that was 99 for a second. And what about Banks? He's just got the Energizer Bunny tonight, doesn't he, Mark?
He has been like a hen on the hot rock. He's been everywhere.
Maybe that Labor Day helped him out, gave him an extra day of rest. But turnover on downs. At the 38 are the Cougars. 2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. Stidham in motion, going left to right. The handoff to Sturgill. Boy, he's got speed. Look at him to the right. Sturgill, boom, goes through, spins, boom, again, inside the 20-yard line. Picks up a gain of about 20 yards and another first down for the Cougars.
Yeah, he runs hard. He really hits the line of scrimmage full speed. But I love that little spin move. You don't ever get a chance to wrap him up because as you make contact, he's spinning away from you. I guarantee you that, like the producer mentioned there, a transfer from Shelby Valley, I bet he's loving this game.
8:27 remaining. Back to Sturgill. Right. Making some room. Shake and bake. He's in. 13 yards out. Touchdown. 41-13 Cougars with 8:19 remaining in the third quarter.
I mean, that's just, once he rounded the corner, he didn't have really anybody in his way. Everybody was spaced out by the routes of the receivers.
Adams on for the point after. 41-13 your score. Still a slight breeze. Several of the flags blowing there on the end zone. It's not facing Adams, really. Low snap again. Adams knocks it through. 42-13. We'll be back in 30 seconds on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
There are buttons to button, snacks to prepare, math problems to help with, and boo-boos to kiss. If you have people who need you, you need life insurance. Talk to a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent about a policy that protects the ones you love. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
$8:19 remaining in the third quarter, 42-13, Cougars over the Wildcats. If we could have a live mic on our producer singing, I think the Cougar Nation would be very pleased with his singing, Mark Young.
Yeah, we got Mountain Heritage coming up.
That's right. Don't they have like a talent show, too, during the Heritage? Kick received. Bentley again. Nice out to the left. Boy, if he doesn't get past that, or if he gets by that tackle, he may have some more real estate available open. Of course, Mark, it's interesting you mentioned Mountain Heritage. I was reading in the Mountain Eagle this week, and it said the way we were. I had a conversation with Brandon Garrett about this, but they had a tennis tournament in 1995 at the Mountain Heritage. Do you remember who won that?
I do not.
I know it was 30 years ago.
I remember them having it, but I do not remember who won it.
I did ask Brandon if he won, and he said no. He didn't put his name in the hat. But anyway, it's cool that Mountain Heritage is coming up. I hope we don't have the rain this year like we had last year. I felt like that really put a damper on some things, and I'm hoping we have good weather this year for it. It's intercepted. Stidham, he's going to take it all the way. Nobody's going to catch him. Give it about a 37-yard touchdown. Cougars, 48-13. That's the first turnover of the game for the Wildcats tonight, and the Cougars are cooking.
Yeah, that's big turnaround out there. That may be the beginning of the end, so to speak.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Mark Young, that's 35-point lead, so that should start the running clock.
Yeah, I think it will too. Well, if we're getting ready to be after 35 with Miss Emma Adams.
Close to it, yeah, it's got to be the extra point. That's true. Close to it. It's got to be 36 points, so good eyes there. Well, I knew it was meaning it was coming. Here's the snap. Good. So running clock 49-13 because when it gets 36 points in the KHSAA, that's when they start it. We'll step out for 30 seconds on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
Hi, I'm attorney David Johnson. You may recognize me from some of our other ads, but injuries from an auto accident are no joking matter. With over 25 years of experience, our offices have the resources and expertise to go head-to-head with big insurance. While most of our cases get resolved without going to court, trust me, they know if the attorney you choose will take it this far. Either way, our clients get paid. So for all your legal needs, get the pros on your side.
(49-13) your score. Cougars on top. Getting ready to kick it off. 6:38 remaining now. It is at the running clock with the 36-point rule. Childers kicking it off here. Valley falls on it. Lincoln Taylor. It really looked like that Valley was really going to play toe-to-toe there for a little bit with Letcher Central, Mark, because of the fumble that happened, killed the momentum for the Cougars. Valley had decent field position, but as we've talked about, not to be the dead horse, but this defense has really stepped up since it was 21-13 when it looked like Valley was threatening, and now they've got to find a way to respond here quickly and get some of that momentum back that they had back in the first half, but this Cougar defense not letting up at all.
No, you can see their confidence is growing. You can tell by the way they're carrying themselves on the field.
And again, they go right back to Hall. And this time, a loss of about a 2 or a yard, we'll say, 2nd and 11.
I really love the way Hall carries the ball. I think he's a great athlete. But you have to have more dimensions than that because they're just keying on him every play right now.
Well, we're going back to the late 90s with some of this music choice. I'm hearing Blink-182, all the small things, and something we don't hear at ball games. A little interesting without Louis here tonight, the music switching up a little bit. Here we go on the I-form. Hall going to push forward, maybe get about a yard or two, so get some of that back, and it'll be 3rd and long for the Wildcats. Of course, the NFL started last night, Mark, a classic. The Eagles with the squeaking out the victory over the Cowboys, 24-20. Now, you shook your head. I don't know. Are you a Cowboys fan? That's why I was wondering.
No.
No.
Not now. The old Cowboys, yes. But I mean, it started out, I thought it was going to be a barn burner. They both scored with 5 minutes something left in the first quarter, but they kind of settled down later on.
Hall with a nice carry. It's going to bring up 4th down, close to about the 43-yard line. Say roughly about, they give him 5 on the play. So here we go, Valley. We'll see what they elect to do.
You're at a point now you have to go for it if you want to try to win. But they're lining up in punt formation.
3:45 remaining here, 49-13. Good crowd still here on hand. Here comes the punt. This time Cougars will have it. Stidham, I believe, yes, up to the close to the 50. Nice wrap up there by Jonah Bartley. And now the Cougars with good field position on this drive.
Yeah, he looked like a shortstop out there. One hop that ball and gone with it.
.258 remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
Now that they have a running clock, the Cougars elect to take their time in between plays to use the clock to their advantage.
2 wideouts both ways. Hand off to Sturgill. Nice run and a first down. It's going to be about a gain of 11 yards.
Yeah, Sturgill's making some big gains tonight, running against some of his former classmates.
2:07. Trips to the left, 1 wide out to the right. Off to Garrett Howard. Good run. Breaking some tackles. Going to have the first down and more. Could be a touchdown. 1 man to beat. And he's going to be wrapped up at about the 3-yard line. Good run there of about 37 yards, and the Cougars will have it 1st and goal.
Yeah, great run by Howard and a good open field tackle there to save the touchdown. But
oh, we do have is there a flag on the play? Thought I'd heard that over the PA. Yep, looks like there is. I didn't see where it was thrown. Did you see where it was thrown there, Mark?
I did not.
It's backing up, so blocking the back by Holbrook is there the call. So I guess it'll be 1st and long for Letcher Central there. Under a minute to play in the 3rd quarter. (49-13). It was Shelby Valley 7-6. Since then, the Cougars haven't had to really look back after taking the 21-7 lead. It was 21-13 at one point. Running in motion is Sturgill. That's Cody Sturgill this time, left to right. He's going to be brought out of bounds by Hartley. And that'll probably be the last play of the 3rd quarter. $10 now left. Loss of 2 on the play. And that'll be it. We'll take a 60-second break here on Bluegrass Sports Nation as we'll have the final quarter.
There are buttons to button, snacks to prepare, math problems to help with, and boo-boos to kiss. If you have people who need you, you need life insurance. Talk to a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent about a policy that protects the ones you love. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
(49-13) is your score here in the 4th quarter. Letcher County Central on top. Thank you for joining us tonight here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. Mark, it's been a very fast-paced game here in the 2nd half. After the 36-point lead, next week, Shelby Valley will be on the road against Floyd Central. And in the following week, they will have a home game against Martin County. And then they're off the week of September 26th. And then they'll have a home game there against Pike County Central on Friday, October the 3rd. So Shelby Valley got their hands full against the Jaguars next week. I know they've been rebuilding over the last few years. It should be an interesting game. Of course, Floyd Central came a school about in the 2017-2018 season. Consolidations of South Floyd and Allen Central. We have running out to the late field there, Antonio Hayden, the senior for the Cougars.
his sister plays basketball for Neon Middle School, and I love watching her enthusiasm.
Holbrook, pass intended down there for none other than Sturgill, who had some action earlier. Good battle there between the Wildcats and the Cougars. 11:20 left here in the fourth quarter.
That's 3 or 4 plays that Evan Bell has made this year. Of course, he's a senior for the Wildcats, but he's made several big defensive plays there in the playing safety and deep outside corner.
Good eye there, Mark. We did call his name there earlier in the second half. I think first half, I believe he was close to one of those fumble recoveries.
And he's the one that made the open field tackle down here to keep Howard out of the end zone.
2 wide out trips to the left, 1 wide out to the right. Here comes Holbrook. Launches, throws, complete. Stevens will have the first, or close to it. We'll see where they officially mark him. I believe they'll give him the yardage, and that'll be a first down for the Cougars. Yeah, speaking of basketball games and talking about watching the middle school athletes, I believe we're not too far away from the county tournament, Mark, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, not too far away. And got to give a shout out to the Lady Cougars volleyball team for their big win.
That's right. Winning their region, 2A region, I believe it was.
Yes. I mean, I was fortunate enough to get to watch that being streamed for me by a parent. And so I want to thank Eve for that. But I've got to watch several of their games this year.
Howard wrapped up by a host of Wildcats. Roughly a gain of about 5 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 5 now, Cougars. Always good when you can see these sports get supported, and because they all need it. Every sport needs its encouragement. It gets the community behind it. 2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. Howard going to get it again. Nice hole. Going to go to the right. Switches up center. Now left. He's going to go in. Touchdown, Garrett Howard, 23 yards out. It's going to make it 55-13.
Running backs like that, it's not supposed to be able to make those kind of cuts, though. So he's just a talented kid.
Emma Adams on for the point after. And it's no good. It'll stay 55-13. We'll be back in 30 seconds on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
Kentucky Mountain Health Alliance Incorporated, Little Flower Clinic, Quantum Healthcare, and East Kentucky Chiropractic. Offering medical, dental, pediatrics, chiropractic, behavioral health, women's health, rheumatology, MAT program, x-ray, lab, and free transportation. East Kentucky Chiropractic, Dr. Dale Williams and Dr. Adam Fields. Offering spinal adjustments, posture correction, sports injury recovery, and pain management. Kentucky Mountain Health Alliance Incorporated, your medical home in the mountains.
$55-13 your score. My apologies there on that last kickoff. That was Jackson Childers on the extra point attempt. Did not get it to go. 7:35 remaining now. 55-13. Last week the Cougars put 45 on the Eagles. This week they put 55. So getting that offense, of course, one of those was a defensive touchdown on the pick 6 by Colton Stidham.
Yeah, like I said, these early games, that's what you want to do. You want to tweak things, and like we talked about, you want to eliminate the mistakes and turnovers and the penalties and things like that before you get into district play.
Ball's rolling. Out to the 30-yard line. That was Bentley on the recovery. Nice tackle there by the freshman, Gunnar Hall. Now getting some more Cougars in there. I see Thomas Smith, the senior, 71. See Gavin Adams back out there as well. A lot of young Cougars getting some good experience for Coach Junior Matthews and company. Ryder Day out there.
That's what you want. You want to give these young men as much experience as you can now, so they're better prepared when you need them.
Preston Combs out there. Hall on the run. On the tackle there for the Cougars is none other than Mr. Gavin Adams. Be 2nd and 9 now for the Wildcats. Good crowd still here on hand. Not many, but a little bit have piled out.
Shelby Valley brought a lot of people with them. I mean, they really have. They've got a big fan section as well.
Blackburn. Good pass out there to Bentley. Gets about maybe 4 or 5 on the play. 5:28 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Now be 3rd and 6 for Shelby Valley. Good night here. Been a little bit breezy here towards the end of the first half and into the second half. Blackburn under center. He's thought about throwing it. Breaks the tackle. Has a man open. Pass was intended for Bartley. Good hands there by none other than Caleb Osborne, the senior. Nice look there. Nearly had it picked off, and it'll be 4th and 6.
Yeah.
.4:30 remaining. Junior getting the action there. I'd look down there at Braxton Banks there. He's had a good night tonight. Osborne there, good deflection. Connor Hall said his name a few times. Cody Sturgill. Valley taking their time with 13 on the play clock.
You know, in between breaks here, you were talking about the neon days and stuff. If you got a chance to go up through there, you need to go up there. They've got some of the best food this year that I've ever seen them have up there. I mean,
Wow.
They got everything. Got a couple different things to barbecue. They got a brisket dinner that is awesome. They got the blooming onions this year by the Lonesome Pine Lodge is probably the best they've ever done, and they'll tell you that themselves. The quality of onions won't even fit in the container anymore.
Mark, I was going to ask you, do you remember when the first Neon Days was?
I can remember vaguely, not specifically, but it used to be back during the coal boom and stuff, when you had those parades and stuff, there was 100 and some coal trucks. There's 14 or 15 high school bands. I mean, it was a really, really big deal everywhere. And as the coal played out and the flood and consolidations and stuff, those numbers just keep dwindling.
And we have in action after the timeout.
So close.
Yep, incomplete. Turnover on downs. So Letcher Central will take over. 3:40 remaining in the ball game. 55-13 is your score. And there's when Robert would be here, start the shout and gets it going and gets the crowd going.
That was what we played when I coached with Jack. Every time we scored.
Seeing some little kids dancing, some parents bobbing their heads. And we're going to have another timeout on the field. We'll just keep it here. And Letcher County Central going to move to 2-1 on the season. Valley will fall to 0-3. Where they'll bounce back for an interesting game next week against Floyd Central. Letcher Central going to a tough place next week in atmosphere down there at East Perry Elementary off of Highway 80 in Hazard. And going to be an interesting game for the Cougars. That's a little bit of a rivalry, Letcher Central and Perry Central. This year, of course, they're not going to be in the same district, so district rivalries in 5A and 4A. And Letcher Central won the first few. Perry came back, battled it. They've tied the series before, but Letcher Central has extended that lead in previous years, and Cougars are going to look to have a tough matchup out of conference, and we'll have that game here for you on BSN next week.
Yeah, I was telling Kobe, I know where we're at down there. We're up on top. I love the view from up there.
Especially when that sun sets back towards Walmart and you have it on the other side of 80. Quarterback keeper roaming out to the left. Good run there. And a good wrap up there by Bentley. That's Cooper Bates in on the action. 3 minutes remaining in the ball game.
Yeah, in the scrimmage and the times that Cooper's got in there, he's played very well this year. So Cougars are going to be in good shape from the quarterback for years to come.
One wide out to the right, two wide outs to the left. Nice run there on the far side by Hall. He'll have another first down for the Cougars. And the Cougars close to scoring again.
Now, Gunner's one of those kids. He went to Neon. He's one of those kids that is hard-nosed. I mean, he's got good speed, but he doesn't care to lower his head and run up the middle either. So if he had a little bit more size to him, he'd be another Garrett Harrod.
Oh, and Hall's just a freshman, so he's got time.
Yeah, he's got to do some growing, though.
Yeah. Two wide outs to the left, one to the right. Hand off again to Hall. He's got some room. He's inside the 10. He may go. Oh, wrapped up all the way at the 2-yard line. Nice tackle there by Anthony Tackett to stop the score, but Hall almost had it, and we have a flag on the play at the 29. It's going to be holding. Or offsides, I think they said. No, it is holding. Tough break, but still a great run.
Yeah, you hate to see penalties like that, but at the same time, you know, these repetitions is what these young men need to hone their skills.
Of course, the Cougars' next home game will be during Mountain Heritage Week on September 26th. As we mentioned, next week on September 12th, they are at Perry County Central. Then the following week, they're in Jackson along the riverbanks at Breathitt County. That'll be an interesting matchup. Next home game up here for Mountain Heritage Week will be Lawrence County. So that's the rest of your outlook for the Cougars in the month of September as they take a knee. So 2 back-to-back campaigns of being successful at home, Mark, against Leslie County and Shelby Valley. Had that neutral site game against Johnson Central, and next week they go back on the road. We'll have the post game for you here in about 2 minutes. Final score, Letcher County Central 55, the Shelby Valley Wildcats 13.
For FDIC.
There are buttons to button, snacks to prepare, math problems to help with, and boo-boos to kiss. If you have people who need you, you need life insurance. Talk to a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent about a policy that protects the ones you love. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
For over 100 years, Buckhorn Children and Family Services has been changing lives across Kentucky, providing compassionate care, healing, and hope to families in need. From addiction treatment to foster care, residential treatment, and more, our programs help families and individuals build strong, healthy futures. Whether it's through evidence-based treatment for children or life-changing support for adults, we're answering God's call to make a lasting impact. Join us in changing lives and restoring hope. Please visit buckhorn.org or send your support to Buckhorn Children and Family Services in Buckhorn, Kentucky. Together, we can build strong, thriving families.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe the good guys win.
I believe in cops and firefighters.
I believe in lending a helping hand.
I believe tough times make strong people.
I believe in insurance that's there in good weather and bad.
I believe in sticking together.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
Time out for great food. This season, everyone is stopping at Double Quick for their pregame and postgame snacks, drinks, sandwiches, and dinners. Come on in and grab a bucket of Double Quick chicken with all the sides, a real family meal for on-the-go eating. Then there's everyone's favorite, the famous Double Quick pizza rolls. Buy them 1, 2, or 6 at a time. We've got sandwiches galore, your favorite drinks, chips, and snacks, and so much more. Be sure and use your Double Quick rewards card, and good luck to all the teams from the team here at Double Quick.
And your winners of the EKPT Bowl, Letcher County Central 55, Shelby Valley 13. We'll look at some of the scoring tonight. The first score on the board was Gunnar Holbrook hooking up with Jet Outlaw from 23 yards. Made it 6-0. Adams did not get the extra point. Shelby Valley would score back in the first quarter to take the lead. And that would be a score from Logan Hall from 14 yards out. The extra point was good by Shelby Valley, but Letcher County Central would answer right back with another touchdown of their own with 5:32 remaining as Holbrook hooked up with Stidham from 14 yards out. Garrett Howard on the 2-point conversion to make it 14-7. Then Letcher County Central would score again as Sturgill ran it from 16 yards out with 3:05 in the first quarter. Adams would add the point after. Shelby Valley, though, would answer back with a score of their own, and it would be their last score of the game as it was Hall who had scored. I had said originally, my apologies, it was actually Hall had scored on the first touchdown from 1 yard out with 9:27. Then Logan Hall for the Wildcats had scored. And actually, he got both of the scores. That was with 7:39. Extra point was no good. But then after that, Letcher Central was up, as I said, 21-13. Several scores. Holbrook would score from 1 yard out with 2:27 remaining. Later on in the game, Sturgill would also get a score as well, too. Stidham would get an interception. The score by Sturgill was 13 yards out. That was none other than Brett Sturgill that had scored that. Then Garrett Howard would score from 37 yards out as well, too, and 18 yards out. And that would be the scoring for Letcher County Central to May. And the extra points were good. Childers did miss an extra point, make it 55-13, and that was your final score. And Mark, if you're Shelby Valley looking forward, you just know they had some things happen early season, nothing too major, but they did well. One of them losing one of their quarterbacks, and but overall, Shelby Valley showed a lot of heart tonight. I thought Blackburn did a really good job. Once Letcher Central made those adjustments on defense, it really kind of put him in a box and kind of glued him into only certain places, as well as Hall. They couldn't really move the ball as effectively, but they did do some things that were positive early on. These are the most points they've scored this season, and you just got to keep learning and growing and pushing and not giving up. And, you know, maybe Letcher County Central, when they had lost to Johnson Central in the first game, maybe got a little discouraged, but they found a way to bounce back against Leslie County, Shelby Valley, and now next week Shelby Valley will have a tough test against Floyd Central. But I thought for sure tonight that Letcher Central really early on looked like some of the penalties maybe hurt them a little bit, but they cleaned those up and did really well and really moved the ball well, executed running it with screens and short post plays, and just really, I thought overall, really got it together after they grasped that 21-7 lead and really never had to look back after that.
Yeah, I want to kind of mention a couple of kids here. Shelby Valley, like I said, was the runners-up for tonight's bowl game. Elijah Blackburn got the defensive MVP for them. And Logan Hall, of course, number 25, got the offensive, and he earned every penny of it for Shelby Valley. But for the Cougars, Braxton Banks got the defensive MVP, and Garrett Howard got the offense. So kudos to those 4 men for having great games.
Yep. Definitely. And Shelby Valley goes to 0-3 on the season. Letcher Central 2-1 on the season. We thank all of you for joining us here on Bluegrass Sports Nation. But before we close out here tonight, Mark Young, guy that I worked with at WYMT for a very long time, passed away this week. Brandon Robinson at the age of 42. Before I say anything about him and his legacy, do you have any thoughts on Brandon Robinson or any memories, or did you ever meet him personally?
Oh yeah, I've met Rob and Stephanie both several times. He and my wife are pretty close friends. They worked together through the college and stuff, and I got to know him through the ICANN that they up at Kona next more St. Potter's where their office is, but I got to know him through that. And of course, every time they did fundraisers for all the different people in the county and all that stuff, Stephanie would make her strawberry pie, but they always got outbidded because it's so good. But he was always a character. I mean, I really enjoyed being with him. Today at Neon Days when I was up there, they had a big banner hanging right on the front of the stage honoring him too, so he's going to be missed.
Definitely going to be missed. I remember his coverage in 2012 during the Eastern Kentucky tornado outbreaks, and just how safety was just such a big point for him. He wanted to make sure the people of the mountains were safe and that they knew what was going on. And then in the 2022 flood coverage, just everything that he did. And just I remember working with him at WYMT, and he just always been an encouragement. I never really saw him mad. He was always happy, and he encouraged all of us at WYMT. He was WYMT. I mean, but ultimately he was also the light for Eastern Kentucky, just to tell people about the weather and to encourage people. You always saw him at the festivals, whether it be Black Gold, the Chicken Festival, Mountain Heritage Festival. And when Jim Caldwell left, who was there for a while and went to WKYT, and everyone remembers the Jim Caldwell segment where he's sliding down the water slide and comes out and spits in the pool, and Tony Turner about loses it on what he does on the air. And but Brandon didn't let Jim leaving bother him. He just stepped right on into the role and kept being a great weatherman. We know he did some great things with Southeast Community and Technical College, and just even in Letcher County, just some of the things that he did up here just always was about helping people. And I know he was a lot of people's favorite weatherman, and like you said, a true icon, someone that was true to himself and never was inconsistent. No. Always true to the line. If you got Brandon, you got him everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, to me, it spoke volumes of the type of guy he was when he was diagnosed with his illness. Mm-hmm. He didn't shy away from it. He was public with it. He started the Gray Matters thing and said, let's see what we can do. Maybe somebody else might not have to go through what I'm going through. But he took us on that journey with him.
And I know a lot of people get this in life, some don't, but one of the last things he wrote to me, he hadn't talked to me in a while, and someone had given him some contact information to get a hold of me, and the last thing he ever wrote to me was he just wanted to know how I was doing and that he loved me. And, you know, that says a whole lot. He cared about everybody, and you can't ever take that away from him. And B-Rob, Brandon Robinson, what a heck of a person you were. You're going to be missed. And but I know you wouldn't. And a great testimony. I know you wouldn't want us all to cry, but sometimes the memories you just got to. That's a part of life and grieving. But I know all the people at YMT and all the people that knew you and your family and even Stephanie. We're going to make sure you're never forgotten, and I don't think you'll ever be forgotten, even if nobody even said anything about the man.
I agree.
That'll conclude us tonight for Bluegrass Sports Nation. I want to thank Kobe Ambergy for all the hard work that he does, and thank you, Kobe, so much, and how valuable you are to these broadcasts. Mark, you're very valuable to these broadcasts. It's an honor every week to get to come and do these games with you. And for Cougar Nation, we're glad we're able to bring these to you. You all have a great weekend and a great night. And until next time, you've been watching Cougar football on Bluegrass Sports Nation. Good night, everyone.